appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Alabama Wholesale Lumber, the best quality building materials in the river region for decades. From common builds to special orders and local delivery. Call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's not a bad forecast. Not as cool as it was earlier in the week, but still not crazy. There could be a few leftover evening showers and storms for some places, but many towns will stay dry. The overnight low temperature in the lower 70s. I think we'll be in the upper 80s again on Friday and probably near 90 on Saturday and Sunday. And there'll be some spotty, scattered afternoon and evening storms at random, but otherwise a pretty routine forecast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
All right, listen up, y'all. I'm y'all substitute teacher, Mr. Garvey. I taught school for 20 years in the inner city, so don't even think about messing with me. Y'all feel me? Okay, let's take a roll here. Jay Quellen. Where's Jay Quellen at? No Jay Quellen here?
Yeah. Do you mean Jacqueline?
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be. Y'all wanna play. Okay then. I've got my eye on you, Jay Quellen. Balake. Where is Balake at? There's no Balake here today. Yes, sir.
My name's Blake.
Are you out of your mind?
Blake?
What? Do you want to go to war, Balaki?
No.
Because we could go to war.
No.
I'm for real. I'm for real. So you better check yourself. D nice. Is there a D nice? If one of y'all says some silly name, this whole class is gonna feel my wrath. Now, D nice.
Do you mean Denise?
Son of a... You say your name right now.
Denise?
Say it right.
Denise.
Correctly.
Denise.
Right.
Denise.
Right.
D nice.
That's better. Thank you. Now, Aaron, where are you? Where is Aaron right now? No Aaron, huh? Well, you better be sick, dead, or mute, Aaron.
Here. Oh, man.
Why didn't you answer me the first time I said it, huh?
Huh?
I'm just asking, I said it like 4 times. So why didn't you say it the first time I said Aaron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron?
Son of a... You done messed up, Aaron. Now take your ass on down to Oshag Hennessy's office right now and tell him exactly what you did.
Who?
Oshag Hennessy.
Principal O'Shaughnessy?
Get out of my classroom before I break my foot off in your insubordinate and churlish.
Churlish.
Timothy.
Present.
Thank you.
Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
It is the big broadcast. Happy Hour. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV for Thursday. Big afternoon coming up at 3:30. The great Mark Robert from America's Untold Stories At 4, it's David Blackman. And Pamela's here.
And here they are.
And I am just not ready for this.
No.
I think, look, I'm going to be blunt. I become an odometer slave.
I know.
I'm now less than 30 miles from 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I will have accomplished this last 1,000 in like 7 months, which is pretty good.
So are you trying to do it by like Monday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. How did you know the specific
I
date?
I just knew.
And I hope I live to see it. Yeah. I just got to get there. Once I get there, I think I'll be okay. But I'm that close, and that just it becomes a compulsion.
Mm-hmm.
Is it doing me good? Yeah. Last night at Baumhauer's, Papa John said, "Hey, Greg, your shirts are getting bigger.
Hey.
And it looks like you have no acetol."
Yeah.
Sounds like a medication. No acetol. Take it to shrink your booty or whatever. It's been a long time since anybody accused me of no acetol. So, anyway, and so then I did. I was going to do 5 today. I was going to be reasonable. And I ended up doing 7 in the heat vest, of course, because you got to boil off every ounce. And what do I do on the way in? I finished the rest of my donut holes from this morning.
Oh,
smart. That's what you call diet and exercise the wrong way. So, with Grobert joining us in a little bit, we have to talk about Howard Stern.
yeah.
I am very eager to get his take on the whole thing and how Howard has changed. Howard's audience was very blue collar.
Yeah.
It was working stiffs, cab drivers, people,
Who like that crass kind of no nonsense.
yeah, somebody that stood up to the establishment. And then at some point, I don't know if it was the $200 million deal with Sirius XM or what, but he's not part of that group anymore.
Yeah.
His friends, the Clintons and, all the insiders. He was very friendly with Donald Trump until Trump became president. And he doesn't hate Donald Trump. He hates us.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it specifically in those words. Anybody that voted for Donald Trump is beneath his dignity. So I want to get Grobert's thoughts on that and many other things. And our first caller of the afternoon is Soldier Boy. What? Can't wait till a little bit later, my friend.
Hey, Greg, you know what? Here's how times have changed. You were playing that clip of Living Color.
Yeah.
Do you remember they used to have a character, the handicapped man, understand that the power of the handy. And they had the handicapped man on there. They had, who was that? The clown that, was it Homie the Clown? Yeah.
I don't know if that was
And
from
then you
Living
had-
Color or if that was from Mad TV.
Yeah.
I think it was from Mad TV.
No, it's from Living Color.
No,
I mean,
I don't
from,
think Jordan Peele was part of In Living Color. I think he's too young for that.
Go get to do some research on it.
Whatever.
And then they had the, who was the 2 guys that used to do shopping out of the back of their truck, more money, more money, more money. And they heard every time they heard the siren, they would pack up their U-Haul and close it and close down for business. And then they had Antoine, the 2 gay guys. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I don't think
Okay.
the substitute teacher sketch came from In Living Color. But I could be wrong, I suppose.
All right. Hey, but you know what's so funny, Greg, is today, you couldn't play that today. It's funny 10 years ago, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, right. We go back and look at things that we laughed at and say, I don't know if that would play too well today. And in a way, that's a shame. You should be able to decide whether it's funny or not and not have to get your pants or panties in a wad over content.
Yeah. Because you think they could play Homie the Clown now? Jeez, God, no.
Well, it would depend on the type of show. That's another thing where the left has really, okay, what are the rules on this show? What can we get away with here? Because
But they've gotten more sensitive, Greg. I mean, look, they're getting on their pennies in a wad over a pair of blue jeans.
well, no, that's because a hot actress had the audacity to be a registered Republican. You're not
Just
allowed
don't
to do
paint
that.
your hair. Don't paint your hair pink or blue and have 30,000 rings in your ears and your nose. Come on.
Well, they're fundamentally miserable people. I don't know why they still have
That's it, Greg.
such
Right there.
such volume.
You're right, Greg. No, they're upset at themselves. Just self-angry.
But no news story, and thank you for the call, could disappoint me more now than if Sydney Sweeney were to come out and apologize.
She didn't, though.
No,
she put out a
didn't.
statement.
I think that would have happened early on. Maybe a few years ago. I don't think they have the clout they used to. I really don't. But, when Beyonce does it, that's called art. But, and again, this is one reason why, for all the laws, for all the education, for all the effort made by individuals to not see color, the people that push this stuff originally are the ones that see color first. They can't, they're just mental patients. I'm sorry.
He needs to get over the piercings to do with people too, because my nose is all pierced up. I've had my lip pierced.
Every generation has its own thing.
We're normalizing it, and it doesn't have to do with politics either. It has to do with being cool.
Ron, the substitute teacher skit, was Key and Peele from that show specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, not Living Color.
No.
They were never on that because that show goes back more than 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a lot of people watched it and thought it was great. And then I found it later on, and I love Fire Marshal Bill and Jim Carrey, Homie the Clown. There are a lot of great skits on that show. The guy that used to carry around a jar, it looked like he had a turd in it. I think it was his personal bathroom or something. It was funny. But you're not allowed to do that anymore. 3:15. So we break a little bit early on Thursdays so we can get a full 20 with Grobert and get to David right at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, Don Duncan All-American Auto and Tire with 4 locations standing at the ready to take care of your car on an ongoing basis. You may know, I just had my car over at Montgomery Paint and Body at the front end bumper I must have brushed the driveway too hard or something. And man, it runs great. And I was glad to hear that. I didn't think there was a problem, but that's a credit that goes to the teams at Don Duncan, whether it's downtown or on Bell Road, just north of Vaughan. I've been to all 4 locations, and the consistency, there's some people, you don't have to ask for a document. How do I know you're assertive? You just know. They wear the expertise they possess. And that's what you'll get at any of the locations. These are people that know cars. They know how to diagnose a problem, how to fix it. They do have diagnostics, and when you bring your car in for the works, you get a full bumper-to-bumper examination on everything with the vehicle, all fluids checked and topped off. And they accommodate you. If you need to ride back to your home or office so you can get your car in, there you go. Visit Don Duncan All-American Auto and Tire on Facebook. They've got Bridgestone tire specials right now and others. Just scroll the page. You may find your favorite brand there, but you will find your favorite brand at a wholesale price at any of the 4 locations, which include Cusada in Millbrook, also in Millbrook, high atop Mount Duncan, the hill behind the McDonald's on Highway 14, downtown at 408 Madison, and Don Duncan All-American Auto and Tire on Facebook. Let's see. Let's do this at 3:17, and in a couple of minutes we'll have Skipper's first update.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughan Road, or online at ETGOutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
Hi, I'm Jane Ray, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Radio is an active medium. It can create immediacy, driving shoppers to a specific store, brand, or to take a specific action. Radio ads engage with the audience in a personal and unique way. Contact me, Jane Ray, by going to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Well, looking good. We had an accident at Taylor Road. They have cleared that one out by AUM, and around Montgomery Boulevards are busy. I-65 and 85, light to moderate traffic. Not really seeing any major issues anywhere at the moment. We're going to keep an eye on things. Keep it here for updates. At McKenna Nissan, they have over 100 used cars in stock, 0% financing up to 60 months on select models. It's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J, Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
Is everybody feeling all right? Before you come to work today, I've got something that I just got to say. There's a reason everybody should be staying in the house tonight. Where your temperature is bumping and your eyes and nose are running and your throat is tight. Find a half-assed face mask, grab yourself a government test. Hit the dock in the box down the block before you find yourself running out of breath. I'll tell you why. Because the COVID's back in town. Now if you're feeling run down, because the COVID's back in town. I don't think I'm making it in today.
Wasn't that long ago? Just the word COVID. How things have changed.
Still makes me roll my eyes.
Yeah, the absolute insanity that ensued. And I feel terrible. I wanted to trust. I wanted to do my bit. And I will never get, I'm glad we did it, don't get me wrong. But I will never get back the 54 Saturdays that me, Rosie Brock, Eddie Bader, Rich Thomas all came in just to give an extra day. If there was information, whatever people needed, that we let them get away with that.
Isn't that wild?
I mean, I want justice on the Russiagate, but I want Anthony Fauci to hang.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, from a gallows with maybe not even with a bag over his head for what he did to this country. That's the thing. This isn't just harmless politics. Even liberals, you may have been cheering on the whole, oh yeah, well now we got him. How many times on network news did we hear the doors are closing in on Trump with the Russia collusion hoax? But they never did close because there was nothing to close. And so you were misled. Everybody was misled. You should be angry about that. And you, like we, should be demanding accountability. Fortunately, according to Rasmussen, most of the country wants accountability. But how confident are we that we're actually going to see that?
Not very.
We've got a wonderful list of people that are being called into Congress to testify. You got some pretty savvy folks there who've been under the microscope before. They'll probably, I don't know what to expect. But we can never let a COVID type thing happen again. That just cannot happen again. I'm just trying to figure out where we're going to. Oh, wait a minute. I just found this. I just want to hear it. This is kind of our risky click of the afternoon. It's called COVID. Who gives a crap?
Tired of worrying about contracting COVID-19? Well, then you need Who Gives a Crap. Who Gives a Crap doesn't prevent you from getting COVID, but it does stop you from caring.
I take it every day, and even though I have a nasty cough, I don't feel sick at all.
Feel like the pandemic never happened.
Ever since taking Who Gives a Crap, I forgot why we worried in the first place. My doctor said it's COVID brain, but I don't know what that is.
And if you don't feel free and easy with Who Gives a Crap, we recommend pairing it with Ignore. You can't worry about something you're choosing not to see.
My friends keep asking how I'm so happy in times like these, and I tell them, who gives a crap? Just ignore it.
Now available from Wuhan Labs.
Shortwave, take it down, quick. What's it say? Shut up.
Jasmine D. Crockett,
Oh,
Queen of the Fools.
what
Right?
did she say now?
Well, it's not what she's saying now. It's what her staffers, they've turned against her, accusing her of being a no-show boss from hell.
Mm.
She is never in the office and is very disengaged. She does her bull shizzle that goes viral, then freaks out over the most random things.
Yeah, it's called Diva.
Diva.
Diva. Couldn't
And
see that coming.
wouldn't it be awesome, even if Texas, I don't know what Texas is going to do. We'll talk to David about that. But even if Texas doesn't redistrict her right out of her fat ass, right out of her seat, wouldn't it be great if she just had to run for re-election and lost?
Yes.
Because maybe the people there are, I mean, she's taking full advantage of the perks of being in Congress and enjoying this good life. Maybe they'll say, well, when does that good life start to rub off on me? I don't think so. I mean, we've watched Maxine Waters and AOC. They all keep getting away with it. They're worthless to their constituents. That's the thing that gets me. How do you so underserve the people that elect you? You're busy doing every other thing. And then you come back to them and say, please give me another 2 years. And they do. That's a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
So I blame the guy that had AOC's seat before. He just thought he had it in the bag and mailed it in and got surprised. That's what happens when you take your eye off the ball. I wonder if we have a video that goes with this. Our thanks to virtual producer Mark Cumby for the story. She is laying around her apartment, won't come into the office, and is really just indifferent to staff and will scream at them. Another staffer said she's focused almost exclusively on being an influencer and not a member of Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Crockett also demands to be driven around in the back seat of an Escalade anytime she's in D.C., requiring a staffer to wait hours next to the car just to be ready to open the door for her.
Oh, good
Oh,
Lord.
my God.
Ugh.
Well,
That kind of behavior just disgusts me. Of anybody.
yeah.
Anybody.
Later on, we'll talk to Brant McDonald. I didn't even look at the market today. I don't know what happened. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. Let's take a quick peek. Not good. Down a couple of hundred on the Dow. But whatever the driving force behind that, he'll explain it and tell us how it impacts you and your money. And Brad and his team at Avista Advisors ready to counsel you on how to make your money grow. Reach out for an appointment. No pressure. 387-0094 for Invista Advisors. Mark Robert coming up.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. 2 arrests were made Wednesday in connection with multiple Montgomery robberies over the past 2 months. MPD charged 20-year-old Najari Mitchell with 7 counts of first-degree robbery and 23-year-old Rashawn Hall with 3 counts. Both men are being held without bond. No additional information was made available. Students at Prattville High School will get a couple of extra days added to their summer break due to construction on campus. PHS was scheduled to start today, but a contractor hadn't finished restrooms in time for work to undergo an inspection. Students at Prattville High School won't have to return until Monday. Another late-night venue is in trouble with the Montgomery City Council. 1048 Jazz and Blues on East Fairview Avenue may be at risk of losing its liquor license. Concerns range from sanitation to alleged drug use and physical violence. The City Council is forcing 1048 to close at midnight for the next 60 days and have complaints addressed within that time. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
I've been doing electrical work for 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, 23 years. I love troubleshooting. It's one of my passions.
Electrical is all I do, unless my wife asks me to do something at home. Together, there's nothing that we can't figure out or accomplish.
We've seen it all here at Mr. Electric. Going in with the confidence to know it doesn't matter what I'm going to run into. I'm going to figure it out and confidently telling that customer, we got you taken care of.
Mr. Electric, the power to make things better.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's not a bad forecast. Not as cool as it was earlier in the week, but still not crazy. There could be a few leftover evening showers and storms for some places, but many towns will stay dry. The overnight low temperature in the lower 70s. I think we'll be in the upper 80s again on Friday and probably near 90 on Saturday and Sunday. And there'll be some spotty, scattered afternoon and evening storms at random, but otherwise a pretty routine forecast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Today's show is brought to you by Side Salads. Do I want fries with my burger? Nope. I'd rather have a loose pile of leaves with a sad shredded carrot.
At 3:31, we now welcome the host of 2 great shows on YouTube. My favorite, America's Untold Stories, and What's Up with Lord Buckley, Mark Robert. Good to have you back.
Hey.
Mark, the first topic I need to talk to you about is Howard Stern.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to go, because of your New York roots, the Stern story, and watching this guy change or morph into something weird.
He's like a mad old woman now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But going back to, WNBC and things like that, I think when you and I first met, we had a conversation about him. And I was one of the people they brought into D.C. to take his place when they canned him there before he went to New York. And I'd heard about it. I really didn't know much about him. And then I co-hosted his show once from West Palm Beach when we became an affiliate of his from O-Bar, where Teddy and his nephew got into all that trouble.
Oh, right. O-Bar.
Or at least did the drinking. And
yeah.
So I've had some contact with the guy, and I really was never a listener, but I would love to get your take on why SiriusXM has said, okay, you got us an audience, but we don't really want to pay $200 million a year anymore, and yada yada. Just take the floor and run with it, buddy.
Well, I remember giving him the Fart Man album from National Lampoon Records. We had a bit on one of our albums called Fart Man, which was done by a brilliant comic actor named Roger Bumpass, Bumpass, and that was his real name. It was just an odd thing. But one of the bits on the record was Fart Man. I gave it to Boy Gary, who was a friend for Howard, and that became the Fart Man character that he created for the Emmys and Grammys, where he appeared out of the sky as a marionette Fart Man. Now, that being said, Jackie the Joke Man was a close friend, and Jackie and I would have dinner or lunch after the show at the Friars Club in New York. And Jackie would show me his legal yellow pads from the show that he just came from, and every single word he wrote was said by Howard Stern. Jackie wrote the entire show in real time underneath the desk at Howard's feet, showing him the yellow legal pad, Greg, of what he was writing. How do I know that? Because he showed me the yellow legal pads an hour after the shows.
I've never heard this.
That's why I'm telling you. You asked me to come on your show. I'm here.
All right.
What do you want from me?
No, this is great. Keep going, man.
You're asking. I'm telling you that the MS here. So Jackie hated Howard's guts, right? And he was used as a writer by Howard, but the amount of writing was about 95% of the show, and he felt he was underpaid. For years, Jackie, and we meet at the Friars Club, have lunch after the show, and Henny Youngman was there and some other people, and then he'd come back to my office at Lampoon, Jackie, begging for a job at Lampoon, which we didn't have for him at that time. But nevertheless, he hated Stern's guts. And I gave this Fart Man thing to Boy Gary, who gave it to him, and Howard, ran with it. But the reality of it is, when he got rid of his normal wife and married the supermodel, she was woke, and that's why he went woke, was the supermodel that he married flipped him because of sexual demands on the part of Howard, that she had turned off the valve because he was unwoke. That's how he got woke, through that model who became his second wife.
Wow.
Can you make a link between that and this whole thing coming to an end?
No, I mean it just ran its course. I mean they were overpaying him for many years.
I heard a clip. Stern was on good terms with Donald Trump.
That's true. I mean he was on the show all the time.
And still says, well, I don't have a problem with him. I hate the people that voted for him. Let me ask you this.
Whatever. Yeah.
Who was Howard's audience in New York? Was it your average, cabbies and people?
Total Donald Trump audience. Okay. Total Donald Trump voter audience. The reason he killed himself off was that he threw them under the bus and became an elite and switched sides.
I noticed on your Twitter feed today, you posted the Dana Plato story. Can you talk about that for a minute?
Tell me what I posted. What did I say?
Well, Dana Plato is a recovering addict and apparently went on Howard's show claiming to be sober.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, and then committed
suicide
because,
The next day.
What?
The next day.
The next day.
Became mocked by him. Yeah, not a pleasant situation.
Yeah, Howard Stern was somebody who had that make or break status, who could literally ruin you, in one show. Yeah. He had that kind of power.
Yeah.
What do you think he'll do when the Sirius XM thing winds down?
He'll have a podcast.
As they all do.
Yeah,
right. I mean, he'll have a 5 to 10 million person podcast overnight.
Yeah, he'll get by. I'm not worried about him financially at all.
Yeah.
But I never heard it that specifically that the supermodel. Look, part of his charm.
That was the change. That was the change.
Part of his everyday charm, if you want to call it that, was his first wife.
Oh, absolutely.
He was a regular guy in that regard.
Yeah.
And then he left for other destinations.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to stay news focused today, if that's okay, because I love getting your take on different topics. We've got a lot of well-known infidels coming to testify to Congress, but is this going to go anywhere, in your opinion? Is this a waste of time?
Oh, it's going to go somewhere. The Democrats are going to have a field day because they bamboozled this guy Comer into having these hearings. They're going to plead when the Republicans are asking them questions. They will plead either executive privilege or the Fifth Amendment. And when Crockett and the Democrats are asking them questions, they will finger Donald Trump as a close ally of Epstein.
So this is going to backfire.
Absolutely. What's not going to backfire is the Ghislaine Maxwell situation, because they are going to extract from her for a pardon that Donald Trump had nothing to do with Epstein. And she is going to be coached and trained on what to say before the pardon is issued. She is in the most politically vulnerable position one could be in order to extract what she wants, which I'm sure she's happy to do. Trump and his lawyer in the Justice Department are going to train her to defend Donald Trump in the Epstein matter. What that will entail is he had nothing to do with anything, never met him, never saw him, and they will also make her say stuff about Bill Clinton in order to get her pardon. A smart political move, Greg, on the part of the Trump administration, by the way.
This is all turning into one big game. Speaking of Crockett,
It's all a game.
just today, a big story out of Texas that her own staffers are now turning on her, saying she's a diva and wants to be a social media influencer, could care less about her constituents in her district. And then above and beyond that, your thoughts on what's happening in Texas and where all that's going to go.
Well, it's happened before. They stayed out for 137 days, and Abbott didn't do anything then. This is a road to nowhere. It's a meaningless, trivial, current event story. Eventually, they'll come back, and eventually those lines will be redistricted, and there's not a thing they can do about it.
Why put on the big show in the meantime? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because Newsom and the others are going to try to redistrict the blue states to offset the gains in the state of Texas.
Yeah. What did you see the fat bastard governor of Illinois on Colbert? Colbert actually, to his whatever credit he may deserve, said, "Aren't you doing the same thing in Illinois?" And he showed him a map with all these bizarre districts that run, hundreds of miles long, but are very narrow. Just to me, this is rigged elections. Yeah,
the courts have ruled against it, so we'll see where it goes. I mean, the court in New York stopped Hochul from doing it last year alone. He attempted to do it in New York State.
I need to be a better history student because I was under the illusion that the Civil Rights, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 was about reassuring people could vote without being blocked or impeded in any way. I didn't realize that
it wasn't. It was a brilliant move by LBJ.
Yes.
To redistrict Negroes at the time into other blue areas to offset any Republican districts. It was a numbers game, and LBJ, through this Voting Rights Act of 1965, created these the gerrymandered districts.
You know, we met because of America's Untold Stories, incredible focus and new information on JFK. You just mentioned LBJ. Is there any momentum towards finally including him in the plot to kill JFK in some kind of official way? They're going to be able to tie that bow?
I don't know how it's ever going to be tied other than history books. I mean, I don't know what else you can do. I mean,
and how is everything proceeding for the Lancer conference in Dallas?
Well, I mean, there are people who are leftist historians, who are JFK historians, who will not address LBJ as a criminal mastermind of the plot. They just can't go there, including Oliver Stone. It's really political prejudice that has kept LBJ, but he knew that, Greg. Mm-hmm. He knew all this stuff. In fact, late in his life, he was toying with people saying, yeah, I think there was a conspiracy to kill Kennedy. In other words, he would go with the popular wind and say, yeah, there probably was a conspiracy. And that was him working the national media.
Mark Robert also has another channel on YouTube, What's Up with Lord Buckley. And before we catch up on that, one last question. What do you make of the move, or think of the move of Greg Gutfeld appearing on Jimmy Fallon? You predicted that these guys would all get canceled. Colbert was the first domino to fall. Congratulations.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel is next. Howard Stern, The View, they're all going down. It's just a question of, when their contracts run out, and some sooner than others. But
it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Gutfeld may replace one of them.
Oh,
that's an interesting possibility, isn't it?
Interesting.
You heard it here first, my friend.
Yeah,
Hey.
this going on Fallon is like his interview for the executives.
Absolutely.
Really? Yeah. I wonder if we're going to see more of this kind of thing. Kimmel, I can't wait. I don't know. It's kind of a race in my head. The View is on hiatus. Do you think they'll come back?
They'll come back, and one by one, they'll be relieved of their duties as their contracts run out.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to pay him. I can't believe they're letting Colbert continue, and really being more obnoxious than ever. I don't know why they just don't buy him out and send him home. Makes no sense.
Because they don't have to.
I guess. Tell us about What's Up with Lord Buckley and what you got planned coming up.
I got a deep dive into a show, not next week, but the week after. Next week I have Larry Charles, the director of Borat. But the week after that, I got a deep dive into the secret life of George Carlin and his drug abuse and his insane career in the Air Force and the military and his court-martials, and his father, who was one of the leading dinner speakers in the country, made $1,000 a week at the height of the Depression, lived in an opulent Riverside Drive apartment with a black maid growing up. There's stuff about George Carlin that you have no idea about.
Wow.
This is so weird because just the other day, we have a person we call the Movie Maven on the show late in the show to talk about what's going on with streaming and stuff. And we're just checking out an old George Carlin stand-up. Yeah. And his take, well, at the time would have, I guess, been considered liberal. It just was so dated. But there's other stuff he did. My favorite is one we call The Owners, where, this country is owned by these deep state people. It was like almost not a premonition, but a precursor to what we're watching today. I can't wait for this. This should be fascinating.
Yeah, it's good. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, I knew Carlin. I might have told you. I don't know. It doesn't matter that I knew him, but there's stuff that I know about him that other people don't.
Well, that's one reason why we love having you on. I mean, you heard his reference to Lampoon earlier, folks. This man has a pedigree in humor, politics, history, you name it. He does it. Both shows on YouTube, and that is America's Untold Stories. Just pick an episode and watch it. You'll be wiser by the time you get to the end of it. And Mark's newest venture, What's Up with Lord Buckley, both on YouTube. We thank you for your time as always, Mark.
Okay, my friends, look for a deal with Maxwell by the end of the week.
All right.
Okay.
I will. I think you're 100% right. You are so often are. Thanks. Wow. He just kind of confirmed some of what I'd heard about Howard.
Mhm.
Not that anybody here really cares. Howard Stern was not a show that was.
His wife does look like a liberal,
Oh,
big time.
why would Howard sell his legacy? Literally, his legacy was the everyday stiff in New York City. The person who talked like this, the thick New York accent, the expert on everything. That was the guy that Howard stood up for.
For the trophy wife, I guess.
And a woman comes along and turns him into Mr. Hillary
Mush.
Clinton. Yeah. Is that the only way you could get it, Howard, was to sell your soul to the devil?
Apparently.
That's pretty pathetic.
He is ugly.
Yes.
He's lucky he has money.
And he I'll give him credit for this, I guess. He used to make fun of his
wank.
Yeah. And how tiny it was.
Really?
Yeah.
I never listened to him, obviously.
I did not listen much, but I did do a show with him in what had to be the dumbest programming decision in South Florida radio history. I was doing mornings on a country station and loving it.
Uh-huh.
We were getting great numbers. And all of a sudden there's this big buzz around the world. What's going on? What's going on? So I finally cajoled somebody into telling me, well, we're putting Stern on in the morning. You're replacing me with Howard Stern on a country station?
Ugh. Yeah. Didn't you say that lasted all of a year or two?
Not even that.
Mm.
They committed. Here's what they did. They committed $1.2 million a year for 3 years to carry Howard Stern show. It lasted 9 months.
Wow.
You don't get out of a Howard Stern contract.
No.
The show did not get quite the same number in the morning that I was getting for a lot less than 1.2 million a year, but it killed the rest of the day. It's a country station. Country people are not Howard Stern fans.
No. I've watched clips of him, interviewing people that I like, and he just comes off so terrible to me. He just doesn't seem fun to be around. He's kind of a a-hole.
Yeah.
It just.
So we had just launched new. We were competing with the legacy station down there. We were already neck and neck with them at a 4 share in the West Palm Beach Boca market that you can make a great living off that. After one rating period of Howard Stern, he had just a slightly fewer. I had mostly women. It was mostly men, but about the same number. But the rest of the day, the station had a 0.7 share from over a 4.
Wow.
Lost over 80%
Yeah.
of the audience, and you can't make it. So they eventually had to blow up the station, blow up the format,
Wow.
and cancel Howard, and it cost them something over. And eventually, and these are nice guys, they thought they were doing something smart.
They thought they were going to be savvy.
When I first moved
Trailblazing.
here, these are the same guys that kept trying to hire me back to go there.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I don't know, your decisions.
Mhm.
And then in 2009, they had to sell their radio licenses on the doorsteps of the Broward County Courthouse.
Oh no.
So, and this guy that did the Stern decision, he lost his private plane. He lost
Ooh.
everything.
It
Did
was
not work
awful.
out. Telling that story gives me a headache. I need to stop at Adam's Drugs. Actually, I do.
It's a show.
I wonder if I can launch an over-the-air refill thing with them. Adam's Drugs, with 12 locations, brings back the neighborhood pharmacy. The nice people that are local, that appreciate you, that make you feel welcome. And isn't that nice? That shouldn't be an old-fashioned thing. It kind of is. But that's the way they roll. I mean, it's all about building relationships with customers. So when you walk in, literally from your first visit, you feel welcome, appreciated, a place you want to come back to, a place you'll never hesitate to ask questions or information on a medication you've been prescribed or looking for the right over-the-counter solution. They have beautiful gift shops. And occasionally, yes, I'll admit it, sometimes I need a Diet Coke and a Hershey bar to feel better, and I can get that at Adams Drugs. And don't forget the butt paste. We got to get busy on this new butt paste, Queen. Could be you.
No. I don't even know what that entails, but I don't want to be known as the butt paste queen.
Jacqueline loves it. She's worn the crown with great pride.
She's a lot more kitschy than I am.
Any commenters on our YouTube thread? I would love to know your thoughts. Don't you?
They know I am a way different kind of queen than a butt paste queen. There's another crown for me.
Okay, so I got this one wrong, but you will help us find the next butt paste.
Sure.
I don't know.
By the way, we just had a caller.
Yes.
And I hung up on him because he has called before, and I don't know who he is because I answer the phone and say, "Who is this?" And he just says, "Another lame story from Greg about his past." And I said, "Well, yeah, it's his show." And he said, "We don't like to hear about this. It's boring." I'm like, "Who's we?"
We. He's one of those people that thinks he represents everybody.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you're a blast to be around. Everybody loves when you come to the family functions.
I just have stories to tell. I don't make this stuff up. I've lived a kind of an interesting life. Crossed a lot of paths, you know?
People literally ask for those stories all the time.
Yeah, they request reruns. But I don't do them to create any particular impression. I'm sorry. Now I really need to go to Adams Drugs. By the way, to find the Adams Drugs location nearest you, visit adamsdrugs.net as we check in with Skipper at 354.
Latest accident, 3200 block Mobile Highway, right in the vicinity of the Family Dollar. Please use caution there this afternoon, and everywhere else looking pretty good. We've got light to moderate traffic flow, Montgomery interstates, boulevards, Prattville, Millbrook with Tetco reporting all clears at the moment. We'll keep you updated. When it comes to the big jobs, check out the new Cat Next Generation track loader at Thompson Tractor. Bigger cab, more torque, more power, and great financing available. ThompsonTractor.com. They're off I-85 just past Taylor Road. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, you will immediately see the difference in pricing. Not only do we offer the most competitive rates, but our closing costs rank among the lowest in the industry. How do we do it? Because we can. We do not have the overhead that big banks and lenders do. Those big banks and lenders have big expenses. And what do? They pass those expenses along to you. Meanwhile, here at Alabama Home Mortgage, we receive wholesale rates which result in big savings that we pass along to you. Don't pay more for less. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our rates and pricing are just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to selling your home, would you trust your biggest investment to a part-time agent? Someone who might treat your sale as a second priority? Not us. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader. Real estate is all we do and all we've been doing for over a decade.
That's right. We work around the clock to make sure you and your investment are top priority. We're top producing agents with a highly respected reputation for results, and we'll treat you and your sale with the respect and time you deserve.
So if you're thinking of selling, call or text us at 334-368-6358.
And let us show you how real estate is done.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
The Tierce family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
All right, well, Tumpkin Jeff is on the line just before David Blackman joins us.
Love your lame ass stories, and if they don't like it, they can give them a straw and suck it up.
There you go.
Look, I just have had a life. I've met a lot of people. I've had a lot of unusual experiences. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling stories. I'm old Harold Delaney in Montgomery.
Yeah, I mean, stories are good. I enjoy your story.
I appreciate
Yeah, we
that.
had a caller call and ask for another one. Because
Yeah,
we
if they don't like it, then get a straw and suck it up.
Okay. I appreciate
I think that was one of your stories.
I appreciate the vote of confidence with Tumpkin Jeff. Much appreciated. Thank you, my friend. All right, David Blackman joins us next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that to destroy Hamas, Israel intends to take full control of the Gaza Strip. He said Israel would eventually transfer Gaza's administration to friendly Arab forces. The FBI reportedly ready to help Texas track down Democrat state lawmakers who left the state to prevent state Republican efforts to redraw congressional districts. More than 50 Democratic members of the Texas legislature have participated in this effort. President Trump instructing the Commerce Department to change how the Census Bureau collects data, seeking to exclude immigrants in the United States illegally. On Wall Street, the Dow was down 224 points, the Nasdaq gained 73, and the S&P dropped 5. This is SRN News.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
Hi, my name's Neil. I have some advice for you if you've been trying to break free from credit card debt. You can start by doing what I did. Get your bills together and call Trinity Debt Management. Trinity is dedicated to helping people like me become debt-free. When I called, my first experience was a feeling of relief. My counselor was kind, and best of all, she didn't judge me. In just a few minutes, she helped me figure out a plan that consolidated all my bills into one lower monthly payment. This substantially reduced my high interest rates and put me on the road to success. In the end, I saved thousands in interest, and today my credit card debt is a thing of the past.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5496.
My name is Neil. Take it from someone who's been there. Call Trinity and become debt-free for keeps.
1-800-936-5496.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's not a bad forecast. Not as cool as it was earlier in the week, but still not crazy. There could be a few leftover evening showers and storms for some places, but many towns will stay dry. The overnight low temperature in the lower 70s. I think we'll be in the upper 80s again on Friday and probably near 90 on Saturday and Sunday. And there'll be some spotty, scattered afternoon and evening storms at random, but otherwise a pretty routine forecast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
You can make your ASE loan payment from your phone anytime, anywhere. It's quick and easy. YourASECreditUnion.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Opportunity Lender.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your cause, your ASD.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
We now go to a funeral in the Idiocracy in which a family is spreading the ashes of a loved one with the song My Way. The ashes are being poured into the water.
Can't hear a thing.
He didn't want to share it.
Oh.
That was a family, David Blackman, that was scattering the ashes. They did it, they did it to My Way by Frank Sinatra, but they did it on Spotify, but not the ad-free version. So as soon as the song ended, it went to a constipation ad that included flatulent sound effects
Oh my gosh.
because they didn't want to pay the extra $3 for no ads. We're just dumping the ashes here. It's not like he's going to hear it. But the timing was absolutely hilarious. And you can watch the YouTube clip on my Facebook page this afternoon. How are you, my friend?
I am lovely. How about y'all?
Good.
I'm wearing my favorite shirt.
Me too.
I like that shirt. That's the New Orleans shirt, right?
Yes. Yeah. It makes me look like a test pattern on YouTube. And
Well, that's kind of how you feel on Bourbon Street at about 2:00 in the morning.
yeah. And it also, we're back to the heat again here. We had that nice break at the beginning of the week, but it's gotten hot again. And so much to talk about. But the first thing I want to ask, what's the latest in Texas? It's been the national story pretty much for the last few days. Are the Democrats still out of town? Are they still going to be arrested? What is going on with all that? Or the Republicans gotten weak knees again?
Well, every remedy takes time, right? The governor filed the motion to the Supreme Court to take away Gene Wu's seat, who is probably the most despicable person who's ever served in the legislature. He's our version of Adam Schiff.
Ooh,
but
wow.
The Supreme Court's probably not going to rule on it till next week, so that's the test case. And if they rule the right way, and then he can present a bunch more of them. But in the meantime, nothing's happening. And today, I guess Kash Patel agreed the FBI would help hunt these people down. What a waste of the FBI's resources that is. And our general doesn't even want the damn feds involved because they do nothing but get in the way anyway. So I just think that's a waste of time and energy, but it makes for good talking points on Greg Abbott's media appearances. I mean, he's doing what he can do. But what's really almost certain to happen is what we talked about on Monday, that, the governor will just keep calling special session after special session until these idiots get tired of living in a motel in Illinois and have to come back home and, run their households again. And when they do, they'll get taken into custody at the airport and taken to the Capitol.
Interesting that Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker
Get in my belly!
went on Colbert in the middle of all this. And Colbert actually held up the fact that Illinois does the same thing to favor Democrats.
Well, of course they do. I mean, the great fiction about all this. I think I've told y'all this before. I started writing newspaper columns 39 years ago, 1986. And by that point in time, the Democrats had made an art form of gerrymandering congressional districts for 20 years by then, ever since the passage of the Voting Rights Act. The first thing Democrats did, despite promising that this wasn't designed to create race-based redistricting, the first thing they did was start to create race-based redistricting and drawing these crazy districts that don't hold communities together. And, like in the Illinois example, you have one district that literally crisscrosses the state twice in a very narrow band. And by the way, that's what that's pretty much exactly what the district that Jasmine Crockett represents looked like when it was literally drawn by her predecessor in 1991. And so, it's the Democrats, like everything else, the Republicans are simply responding to something the Democrats have done for half a century. And, when Republicans do it, it's terrible. When the Democrats do it, the media doesn't even cover it. So anyway, it's just we're going to gain some seats out of this if Texas and Florida and a few other Republican states do it. They'll end up probably gaining a net dozen seats out of the exercise. Even if California, even if Gavin Newsom can go through all the hoops he's got to jump through to get another map drawn in California, which seems doubtful.
He's so popular out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it's hilarious. And my favorite aspect of all this was when Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey threatened to redistrict her own state, where they've got 9 congressional seats. And hell, they're all held by Democrats already. Republicans haven't held a congressional seat out of Massachusetts for 28 years. So I mean, anyway.
Why is Massachusetts like that? I mean, there's a lot of blue collar labor people there. Aren't they tired of getting screwed?
Yeah, but they're outnumbered. I mean, they're just outnumbered by people in Boston, and Boston's as crazy as New York City, and which is as crazy as Chicago, which is not quite as crazy as Portland, but pretty close.
It's so sad that cities that were so critical to the founding of the United States have become capitals of the crack pottery.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt that they are.
Since we were just talking about the redistricting, can we talk about Jasmine V. Crockett?
Oh, my favorite subject. She's such a pistol, I tell you.
Yeah, well, it's a better word than I would have used, but okay.
Well, I had you notice my hesitation there.
Yes, I did. I did catch that.
I had to think of something. Yeah, so she's some of her former staffers are not too fond of her, as was always the case with Sheila Jackson Lee. Look, she's just a carbon copy of Sheila Jackson Lee in a lot of ways. She's extremely abusive, extremely arrogant, extremely spoiled, extremely imperious with her staff and abusive with her staff.
Yeah.
She calls them names. She berates them before other staffers and in front of other people. And in addition, unlike Sheila Jackson Lee, who was always at work, I mean, you could never accuse Sheila Jackson Lee of being lazy. Okay. She was always at work. She was always there in the Capitol talking to people and doing stuff. So, I mean, you could never accuse her of being lazy. But apparently Jasmine's lazy on top of everything else. And she likes to stay at home and come in late in the mornings. And, she likes to do Zoom calls laying down on her couch and stuff like that.
Wow.
So, the dirty truth is starting to come out about her, but it won't make any difference. I mean, it just won't make any difference. She's got that district as long as she wants it.
If any of the hot Republican Congresswomen were behaving like this, you'd never hear the end of it.
Oh, there'd be an ethics investigation. If accusations like this were levied at any Republican, I mean, try to imagine if they were levied at Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, yeah.
Started accusing her of these things.
Oh, my God.
It would be headline news on every liberal newspaper in America. It would be the lead story on all the networks every night for a week, for a month. And you'd never hear the end of it. But because it's a Democrat and, one of the most prominently visible Democrats these days, there will be zero coverage of this in the mainstream media because that's what they do.
Why are they still insisting on it? Because we are seeing the landscape change. We've seen some legacy left-wing reporters, big changes in some of the shows.
Howard Stern may get fired. Yeah, boy.
Grobert gave us some insights on that. because he changed. You know, he used to be the blue collar guy, and then he became really wealthy, married a supermodel.
Complete piece of
or
what?
Worthless. And Gutfeld is going to be on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
When is that?
I think it's tonight.
Oh.
He's going to be a guest on Jimmy Fallon. Fallon wants some ratings, apparently.
Yeah.
You know, he's been.
He wants to keep
last
his
in the
job.
ratings. Right.
Well, if you can't
trying
beat
to
him,
get his gig.
invite him on the show. Maybe
Yeah.
that'll help. But is this, you know, the networks have protected their liberal idiocracy so tightly. This almost seems like not just a guest appearance, but a breach of a bigger wall that they have.
Kind of it's like taking down a Chinese wall inside a corporation. You know, you're got the other side coming over. I remember there was one night when Johnny Carson, remember Merv Griffin for a long time had a talk show opposite his for a few years. It didn't last long, but
Merv Griffin. Ooh.
And Carson actually invited because they had been friends, and he invited Merv Griffin to come on the show, and it was a big deal. This was probably early 70s, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember that being such a big deal. And of course, you know, it still kind of is, because you're inviting you got a show that's attracting about 1.2 million viewers, inviting the guy who's attracting 3 times your audience to come and be a guest on your show. So it's pretty interesting dynamic there. But it just shows that Fallon is a much bigger person, you know, and a more real, genuine person than either Kimmel or Colbert, who are just a couple of clown hacks.
Yeah.
And that, you know, I suspect Kimmel will be the next one to get the pink slip on his show too. And
can't wait.
Fallon may last though. Fallon might survive it all, I think.
Well, Fallon, you remember when he had Trump on and tousled the hair and had fun, and you would think he was promoting concentration camps on the program with the reaction he got from the media that he was actually, what are you being nice to him for?
Yeah.
I heard a clip today of Howard Stern talking to Donald Trump like old buddies, which I guess
they
at one
were
time
old buddies. Yeah. I mean, Trump was on his show like once a month for a long, long time.
It was an entertaining conversation and engaging. And I can imagine how Trump must feel. I mean, it's not that it's going to matter to him one way or the other long term, but there's a long list of people that really turned on him after pretend. Even The View, even those cows used to have him on once in a while, and it was all good. What is it about him being president that turns them into savage animals on the attack, the predators?
Well, I guess, you know, it's hard for me to understand it, to be honest with you, why these people, I mean, Colbert is just an untalented hack. Okay. He had one shtick, you know, on Comedy Central that he was actually pretty funny at doing, but he's not a naturally funny person.
No.
And so to get that gig, I guess he just decided to sell his soul and do whatever the corporate bosses told him. And the corporate bosses, you know, at his network we're all fully bought into the swamp, and big part of the grifts and everything that's happening there. And they've always been, you know, a rigged media operation in general. So when Trump came along and the deep state people decided Trump was a mortal enemy, which he is, okay, I think everyone should understand they were right about that. CBS and NBC and ABC all ordered their people to buy into that and turn those shows into anti-Trump political shows instead of, you know, kind of late night comedy, good talk, entertainment that they'd always been, just in order to, as part of the unified front against Trump. And, worked for 4 years. They were a key part, I think, of hamstringing Trump's first presidency in support of what was happening in the coup attempt that was going on, that we now see all this evidence proof about, finally, in the public domain now. And they're all part of the same thing. It's like the old George Carlin routine. It's all a big club and we're not part of it.
Yeah.
But CBS, ABC, and NBC are part of it. And they just told all their people they had to buy into it, or they'll just get somebody else to do the gig. So Colbert and Kimmel were both only too happy to do it. Fallon obviously was more reluctant.
Yeah, I think that's spot on analysis on that, because I think Fallon had great respect for Johnny Carson, wanted to honor Carson's tenet, which was, I don't get political. That's not my job.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. And even Fallon, after that Trump flap, said, well, I'm not too sure I want to blow off half of my audience by condemning someone who is still pretty popular with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just insane. And I wonder what was in it for these networks. Their job is to grow audience, make money, and not become organizations that make or break politicians of one party or another. But they certainly,
it is kind of hard to imagine, because their audience has steadily diminished since Trump came along. I mean, the audience was already diminishing, but maybe they thought, the government could throw them a lifeline of some sort to keep them, try to kind of revive their fortunes. But the internet's killed regular television. Broadcast television is just a dying animal, just like the news operations are. And I can't remember the last time my wife and I watched a network television show. I can't think of one that we actually watch anymore. And I know we're not unusual in that.
The only show that it's on a network, but we actually watched it on streaming, was High Potential, which was on ABC this past season. And
right. Yeah. Actually, we did watch some episodes. That's right. We did watch some episodes of that. That's with Sweet D from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good show. Yeah.
It's funny, the leap she makes from Always Sunny to High
She's
Potential.
still funny, but it's a different character.
That was it. And it's not even like we watched it over the air. We watched it, I think one of the streaming services had it. Look what they're doing. It's all reality crap and, cheaply produced junk. I'm waiting for wrestling to be on 5 nights a week. And you're right. It's a dying animal. And
let's talk about that for a second, because the reason we kind of stopped watching, we used to follow several drama series on CBS and ABC, NBC, and they all have the same formula. If you watch enough network TV, really since the 60s, hour-long TV dramas are all the same formula. They recycle the same plots with different characters and different settings. They're all the same formula. We're currently going back and streaming Bosch, because we didn't watch Bosch when it was first in. Even though I love the novels, I didn't think the actor playing the lead character was right for the role, so we didn't watch it. Well, I was wrong. Titus Welliver is fantastic in the role. It is such a great serial kind of program, right? Based on the novels. But it's so different and so vastly superior to a network TV show. It's hard for me to understand how they even are in business today, because their product is so inferior to what Amazon Prime and Netflix and these others are putting out. It's just, I don't see how those networks survive in the long run.
We're going to take our first of 2 breaks this hour with David Blackman. We've got local news coming up and traffic, Rich's forecast just ahead. But David, before we break, can we get your blog address so people can find and support your work?
Oh, sure. It's davidblackman.substack.com. I've had a uptick in subscribers in the past month, so I appreciate it. I think several of them probably came from this show. So I'm glad I do this thing. I appreciate it.
We're going to go to David's blog from today, the Throbbing Absurdities. And we're going to talk about Harmeet Dillon and some of the things that are going on to restore balance and sanity. Imagine that, insanity coming back to government. That will be so refreshing. That's ahead on News Talk 93. Whatever. Before 22, Delkin Tomlinson of the family law firm you can turn to when you have a crisis of some type. It could be a divorce, somebody that you already thought you had a situation settled with. They've come back looking to change things, or they want to move away and take your child or seek more money. All of these things can turn your life inside out. just by being served the papers. Don't get emotional. Get rational. Call Dana Delk, Jacqueline Tomlinson. A, they have the legal wisdom. B, they have the experience, hundreds of cases. C, the legal leadership, because that's really what you need. Somebody you can trust. They're going to say, we got this. You just follow the plan we set forth that we create for you, and we're going to get to here when it's all said and done. Just follow the plan. That is so critical, because how many of you, raise your hand if you're listening, if you've tried to manage a situation on your own and made it worse, because that's often what happens. But you need to trust, and I think that's an the easiest part of working with Dana Delk and Jacqueline Tomlinson is trusting. When you see the experience and the kind of people they are, you'll be glad they're on your team. For a consultation, reach out at 819-4810. They handle all matters of family law. Those are listed at the AlabamaFamilyLawyers.com. The AlabamaFamilyLawyers.com for Delk and Tomlinson, attorneys at law.
The representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Traffic and then 1819 News next. Back with David and Mick.
Latest accident, 3200 block Mobile Highway, right in the vicinity of the Family Dollar. Please use caution there this afternoon, and everywhere else looking pretty good. We've got light to moderate traffic flow, Montgomery interstates, boulevards, Prattville, Millbrook with Tether reporting all clears at the moment. We'll keep you updated. When it comes to the big jobs, check out the new Cat Next Generation track loader at Thompson Tractor. Bigger cab, more torque, more power, and great financing available. ThompsonTractor.com. They're off I-85 just past Taylor Road. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Jack Ingram Nissan. Shop now at jackingramnissan.com.
1819 News.
A comedian who was scheduled to perform at the Stardome Comedy Club in Hoover has been canceled from that appearance due to his support of Israel. Michael Rappaport says he's not ashamed for speaking up about the 50 Israeli hostages still being held in Gaza for over 2 years. Rappaport says it's sad that people would be protesting him for wanting hostages released. The Stardome owner, Bruce Ayers, released a statement following the decision to cancel Rappaport. Ayers says that the comedy club was made aware of plans to protest the venue, and he received the full support of Rappaport's management team to cancel. Ayers says the goal of the event was to give fans a night of humor, not politics. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
The family of Jabari Peoples say they are not satisfied with the recent viewing of police body camera footage surrounding the shooting death of 18-year-old Jabari. They are now calling for the full release of the video leading up to the shooting. Jefferson County District Attorney Danny Carr has also seen that body camera footage and is declining to press any charges against the Homewood officer. Carr maintains that the shooting was justified, and the video shows Jabari going for a gun along the side of his car door. Lockheed Martin has been awarded $9 billion to build missiles here in Alabama. The contracts are being offered by the Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security. Production will take place at the facility in Troy. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
In the market for a used car? Visit jackingram.com to view our selection of luxury, domestic, and imported vehicles. With 8 locations and online at jackingram.com, Jack Ingram Motors is sure to have the perfect car for you.
Feeling the pinch on your food budget? You're not alone, but there's a place where saving money is easy every single day. Food Outlet, with locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Millbrook. Listen to these specials good through August the 12th. Fresh lean cube steak, $5.27 a pound. Get a pound of Conecuh smoked sausage, only $5.25. The 5-pound bag of Cook's chicken wings, based right here in Central Alabama, $9.95 each. The 100-count Totino's pizza rolls, $7.97. 15-ounce assorted Chef Boyardee pasta, only 98 cents each. Get the 12-count Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, $3.75. And a 6-pack half-liter bottle of Coke products, only $3.33. Visit Food Outlet today and save big. Open 7 days a week, 7 till 9, with the Millbrook store staying open till 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. You'll find us at 720 East Main in Prattville, 3543 Highway 14 in Millbrook, and the Eastbrook Shopping Center in Montgomery. Pay cost plus 10% every day at your locally owned food outlet.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Porch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity and prosperity, the Porch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and healthcare to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at porchcreekindians.org.
WAKA Action 8 News has brought you the River Region's first 9 p.m. news since 2007. Now you can watch Action 8 News at 9 on the Montgomery CW. Want to know where to find it? Go to Channel 22 with your antenna, DirecTV or Dish Network, Channel 14 on Charter Spectrum, Channel 7 on C Spire, and Channel 19 on WOW. Get your Weather Authority forecast, lace up sports coverage, and your local news. It makes a difference where you get your 9 p.m. news. Watch Action 8 News at 9 on the Montgomery CW.
Rich Thomas Weather, brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing.
Hey, this is Robbie Clark. Stay cool with a tune-up with Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give us a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's not a bad forecast. Not as cool as it was earlier in the week, but still not crazy. There could be a few leftover evening showers and storms for some places, but many towns will stay dry. The overnight low temperature in the lower 70s. I think we'll be in the upper 80s again on Friday and probably near 90 on Saturday and Sunday. And there'll be some spotty, scattered afternoon and evening storms at random, but otherwise a pretty routine forecast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
From the Idiocracy Newsroom.
You would think it's a show that somebody put on and, the show's over, but it wasn't a show. It's reality.
I just see a lady on top of the roof. She's like pulling her shirt up, then pulling her pants down. She's just on the roof like dancing. And I see her hands like waving out the chimney, just screaming, help, help, help.
Apparently, for relaxation or whatever purpose, a woman goes up. I'm suspecting alcohol may have played a role. Dancing topless on the roof, and then fell into a chimney. I don't think clubs are going to be lining up to hire her based on that performance. But it's a reminder that not everything in the idiocracy belongs to the politicians,
I bet she voted for Biden.
I would not. I would make the same bet. What was I trying to say? I would not bet against you on that.
Yeah,
I think that's what I was trying to say. And by the way, just in case, I know many of you look forward to our baseball chats at the very end of our visit with David Blaine. They will not be happening today.
Oh, crap! Ah, damn it!
I know, but we have mental health to keep intact.
Yeah, my mom said, when you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
She, a wise woman, at the minimum, a very wise woman. I don't want to be redundant. I don't think we are, but tell me about what Harmeet Dillon is doing back to the redistricting, because this strikes me as something maybe wishful thinking, but if they do this the right way, again, I think I told you on Monday, I did not realize that the 65 Voting Rights Act was all about rigging elections.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be, but of course, immediately, as soon as it went into law, Democrat activists started abusing the letter of the law, and
Democrats are so
shopping cases to Democrat judges who would misinterpret the law, just like they do with the environmental laws. The Clean Air Act was certainly never intended to regulate carbon dioxide, but here we are 15 years into that madness. And so that was literally the first thing the Democrats began doing. The Voting Rights Act was supposed to guarantee the right to vote because you had these poll taxes, you had education requirements in some states, what did they call it? Literacy tests,
Yeah.
to cast a vote, things like that. And so it was designed to do away with all that kind of abuse in states that were dominated by the Democratic Party, by the way. We're not supposed to talk about that. But, and so that's what it was there for, to ensure and to prevent voter suppression from taking place, which was taking place in a lot of parts of the country at the time. Now voter suppression is just basically a Democratic talking point, and not much more. So, I mean, it has been effective in eliminating the things it was supposed to eliminate. But, then it's since been incredibly expanded and abused in a way that has basically turned literally every redistricting exercise into a race-based redistricting exercise, especially in the big cities. And so Harmeet Dillon is the new head of the Civil Rights Division at the Department of Justice, which has condoned all these, patently illegal practices, frankly, under the Voting Rights Act for half a century. And she's turning all that around. And, when she came into office, I think she got into that job finally in March. She had a mass exodus of holdover bureaucrats in that division because, when she told them this is what her agenda was going to be, to reverse all this reverse discrimination that has infested our political system for half a century now. And, we also have the other thing that's different now is we have a Supreme Court that's probably going to rule in her favor on all this stuff. And, we've never had that before. And so this is, her agenda is to go after the race-based redistricting plans. And that's why Texas feels secure in doing this redistricting now. Because what they're going to do is redistrict in a way that actually keeps communities together. Okay.
Wow.
What you have going on now is in a little town in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in a little city with no more than 30,000 people in it, has 3 different congressional representatives because they went into that little town and broke it into racial neighborhoods. Okay. So they took the black neighborhoods and put it in a Democrat district, the white neighborhoods in a Republican district, and they kind of split the Asian neighborhoods that are in the little town, between Democrats and Republicans to create these race-based districts. Well, what's going to happen in the new map is you're going to keep that community. It's going to have a single member of Congress, and it's going to be a competitive district instead of a 70% Democrat, 70% Republican, and one semi-competitive district like it currently is.
Should be the debate of ideas,
Yes.
Who's going to do the best job of helping me have a better life? And this is the thing that's always just blown me away. They keep sending the same people back and nothing gets better for them.
Right.
It's like Obamacare. Well, that wasn't supposed to be about higher healthcare costs, less access to healthcare, but that just seems to be what's happened since it passed. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's 10 times worse than it was. And I'm still pissed at Republicans for not repealing it when they had the chance to. I don't know how you fix that. That's just, but that's the thing. They keep sending back the Maxine Waters, Sheila Jackson Lee, people who really did nothing specifically to address the ills of the districts they serve. I don't get it.
Yeah, and another thing, that Harmeet's going to do is she's cleaning up voter rolls. She's policing that situation because we have so many cities in America with tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of dead voters. People have been dead for 30, 40 years who suddenly cast votes, for Democrats in elections. All the cemeteries and graveyards, always turn out the vote for the Democrats.
They do.
Texas. And so, you know, you're going to clean up the voter rolls. You're also, and people need to understand, if you're in one of these race-based districts, if illegal aliens are voting in your race,
yes,
in your election, that's a violation of your civil rights if you're an American citizen, because that's diluting the impact of your own vote. And you should be completely against. The best estimates of Democrats, you know, were able to get 3 to 5 million votes from illegal aliens cast in the November elections last year. 3 to 5 million.
That's
people who don't have a right to vote in this country voted for Joe Biden or Kamala Harris.
Same thing.
And so, you know, it's just the Democrats are opposed to any of this, of course, because they know that if you end these abuses of the Voting Rights Act and the civil rights laws, they can't be competitive. They would, you know, probably hold no more than 120, 130 seats in Congress, because they can't be competitive without rigging the system and cheating. And that's been the case for a long, long time now.
And with 90% of the media pushing their agenda too.
Right.
It's all going away. It's almost like this incredible dream. I just want to see it through. I want to see it reach its fruition, so that this is just total garbage. In the meantime, 2 very national beating cases, largely ignored by the legacy networks, of course. One is the Cincinnati attack. I saw that woman. Now it's been over a week since she was literally almost beaten to death. In fact, the hospital told her, and she wasn't the only victim there, that she was just lucky to be alive. They didn't think she was going to make it. And then what happened to the Doge employee nicknamed Big Balls, who was beaten by a pack of thugs, and Trump now ready to put the city under federal control. And why not? Why doesn't he do that?
He's threatened to do that. You know, theoretically, well, not theoretically. I mean, there's no question the federal government has the right to take away the city's ability to govern itself, because it obviously can't effectively govern itself, right? I mean, I think it should have happened 40 years ago when what's his name? Who was that mayor that got caught up in the crack scandal?
Marion Barry.
Marion Barry.
We thought that was so shocking. And look at this. The mayor of the capital of the United States is doing crack at a hotel with hookers.
And then they reelected
him.
again after that happened.
Again.
Yeah, he got reelected again after that happened, you know, later, several years later. I mean, he was out of office for a few years, but then he ran again and got elected again. So that's how ungovernable this city is. And so I just think the city government has never been effective. It's never, you know, done a decent job of governing the city, and it ought to be governed by the federal government. And I've held that belief for a long, long time, and I don't understand, you know, well, I do understand why it's never happened before, because the Republican presidents we've elected since Ronald Reagan have been washouts, but except for Trump. And so, you know, now maybe Trump may do it. I mean, it's just a threat for the moment, but if you continue having incidents like that, he might do it.
I hope he does. I mean, the kid from Doge, he's a teenager. And
yeah, well, I think he's 19, right? Yeah, he's 19 years old. He tried to intervene. A woman was being attacked by a dozen high school kids, and and he tried to intervene and help her, and they beat the crap out of him too. So, you know, it's just and this is happening. You know, this is apparently not an uncommon occurrence in DC now, and so it's like New York City. DC became a pretty safe place in the mid 90s into the aughts, and it stayed that way until around 2009, 10. You know, when Obama came along, of course, it all started deteriorating again. And that's what's happened in New York City too. It was pretty safe under Giuliani and Bloomberg, but then, you know, under de Blasio and now this clown that's in office, it's started going back to seed where it was in the 70s and 80s. And so you're going to have to intervene and do something about it.
As we speak, Jeanine Pirro on TV telling the D.C. City Council to repeal some of the insane ordinances and things they passed. A lot of these people are out on bail for murder. or have been accused of murder. It's just insane. And one of some senator, not one I'm real familiar with, encouraged President Trump to give Big Balls the Congressional Medal of Freedom for intervening on behalf of that woman and taking the beating that he did. It's just insane. Just insane.
I'd give him a Congressional Medal of Freedom just for the work he did on Doge.
I agree with that too. Doge is a word that's kind of disappeared from the day-to-day lexicon, but they're still working, aren't they? I mean, they're still.
I mean, it hadn't gone away. It's doing a lot of work. They're doing a lot of work in behind the scenes, modernizing systems and things like that and saving a lot of money.
Your reaction to this comment from President Trump: Elon's a good man who had a bad moment.
Well, I think it's probably more than that. I mean, I agree that in his heart he is a good man, but he's got obviously some problems. I don't know if it's substance abuse, but certainly he has some stability problems. That's obvious. I mean, he periodically goes into these fits and behaves like a 5-year-old child, and but he is such a genius. He's invaluable to the corporations he's created and runs.
Yeah.
His contributions to preserving freedom of speech was invaluable to every American, although only half of us appreciate it.
Yes.
And his contributions to ensuring the election last year went the right way, and Doge got rid of USAID and a lot of other criminal spending, frankly, is what much of it was, were also invaluable. So, I mean, he's an incredibly complex person, but it's not as simple as just having a bad moment, but I agree with the general sentiment.
When we come back from our very brief break coming up in a moment, David, if you could give me your take on this question: does putting a base on the moon make us colonizers?
Oh, God.
This is the idiocracy.
Who are we going to be stealing that land from, I wonder? Okay, yeah. That's a good question.
Our co-host is David Blackman, and he'll rejoin us here in just a couple of minutes. Let me get a word in for Clark's now that the weather's heating up again. Look, the worst thing that can happen, I mean, there's people that can fix your heating and air conditioning or solve a plumbing problem. But the problem is when those things happen, they need immediate attention, and you can't find somebody immediately. You don't get that. Clark's Club members, for less money, far less than some other AC companies charge, offers you not only the guarantee of priority service for $180 a year, but you get 2 tune-ups in your home for your system for that. You get an exam. They may spot something that they recommend fixing. You get a discount on parts and labor for that $180 annually, the 2 visits. They leave your system clean and running efficiently. You'll get some of that money back on power bills, but I can tell you from personal experience over a decade now, these people know what they're doing. You're comfortable with them in your home. You want to fix them sandwiches. You really will. They're that nice. They are just so good at what they do, in large part because they're really terrific human beings, in addition to being very skilled at what they do. For more information, in fact, come on, it's time you did it. 277-2125, 277-2125, or visit clarkcomfort.com, Alabama certification number 09098. Check on traffic. Back with David in 2.
Well, busy and building all over the area. A couple of accidents. One reported I-85 northbound. That's at the Berry Hill Road exit. They were on that exit. We believe they may be out of the way, but use caution if you are exiting there. Also, Troy Highway at Meriwether Trail, car versus 18-wheeler there. No word on the severity of the accident. We did hear that one lane was blocked. If you're outbound headed to Troy on Troy Highway, use caution there at Meriwether Trail. McKinnon Toyota special financing on Tundras as low as 3.9%. That's up to 72 months. They have a great selection. McKinnon Toyota, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. So far this year, over 2,600 homes have sold and closed in the River region. 55% of these homes sold in 60 days or less, and sellers are receiving close to 98% of listed price. Over the last year, average prices in the River region have increased over 10% from last year. We do have more inventory now to show buyers before they purchase. There are homes in all price ranges available for buyers interested in moving. As a seller, it's a great time to sell through a realtor and gain access to many buyers, not just one or two. If you are a buyer, having more homes to pick from give you better choices before you buy. Our market is now more balanced between a buyer and seller market than we've seen since 2019. Get the facts, see the inventory, get a great local lender to help you, and an agent that's going to look after your interests. For all the facts, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group, 221-2883 or 551-0225.
It's time to butter up with Biscuits Baseball in 2025. Join us at Riverwalk Stadium for all of our day of the week promotions, including tacos and tall boys on Tuesdays, Military Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursday, Max Fireworks Saturdays, and Lil Crumbs and Bark in the Park on Sundays. For tickets and more information, visit biscuitsbaseball.com or call us at the box office at 323-BALL. Butter up.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
We didn't have tornadoes here until we started putting into traffic circles. Because on the count of, you want to know why? When people go round and round in circles, it causes disturbance in the atmosphere and causes tornadoes.
He's the official weatherman for the Idiocracy, that guy. I always like to bring him back once in a while and remind you that people like that are out there, that not everybody has both feet on the ground or their arms not in a jacket that zips up from behind. The president has directed, which department is it, to do a new census. Given that we had millions, and we're the only country that does this, you're not going to make it into the, if you're in Paris on the day they're doing the census, you're not going to get counted as a French citizen. This, A, do you think it'll get done, David Blackman? And B, what are some of the consequences? Because this could change the number of congressional seats and so forth in certain states.
Yeah. So what's been happening with... So illegals, when they come into the country, they tend to congregate in the big cities, which are mainly Democrat districts.
Yes.
So the counting of illegal, 20 million, 30 million, however many are actually in the country, aliens, has grossly inflated the number of Democrat districts because, you know, every district is apportioned to have, I think the number is around 800,000 people these days. And so, you know, when you've got 30 million people congregated mainly in Democrat districts, you're drawing more Democrat districts if you're doing it on a race basis, which is what we've been doing. So doing this, it's clear, you know, that when the Constitution was written, the requirement for the census was intended to count citizens in the country, right?
Yes.
Because we didn't have, there was no such thing as illegal aliens to any extent in America in the 18th and even the 19th century, really until the mid 20th century. So it was not a concept anybody thought about. But until this point, the Supreme Court has always ruled, well, we have to count everyone here. And without really any strong rationale to support that. Now you have a Supreme Court with a 6-3 conservative majority. And so I think what Trump is doing here is testing that majority to see if now that we have 30 million illegal immigrants living in the country, if a 6-3 conservative majority is going to change the Supreme Court rulings of the past, or if they're just going to go with that rationale. So I think that's what's happening here. Yeah, I think he's going to have the census start to do it, and then there will be a legal challenge. And the Justice Department will most likely submit an appeal directly to the Supreme Court for writ of habeas corpus, and we'll see how the Supremes rule on it. I know Alito and Justice Thomas both would rule in favor of Trump doing it this way. What we don't know is what Trump's 3 appointees will do. When we know John Roberts has ruled in the past with the existing rationale. So it's up to the 3 appointees that Trump put on the court, and if they all vote the same way, then you may be able to do this. We'll just have to wait and see.
I see James Carville, renowned political strategist who hasn't gotten anything right in 33 years, but for some reason is still considered a political. He had to apologize for comments he made inferring that Melania Trump was part of an international sex trafficking ring.
Yeah.
Oh, he said that? I hadn't seen that.
It's I can forward you the link.
Well, you know, you watch. I like watching his podcast appearances with Al Hunt because he's so damn crazy.
Yeah,
barely lucid anymore, and but it's kind of sad. And he's a little more lucid than Joe Biden, but they're the same age, and I don't think Carville is in full possession of his faculties like to the extent he once was.
I agree.
But you're right. I mean, he hasn't won an election. I mean, last time this guy has lived off managing a single presidential campaign in 1992 for 33 years. He's filthy, stinking rich. His whole reputation is based on that single election. He hadn't done he's like Karl Rove. He's the Democrats' Karl Rove. Karl Rove managed one presidential election and won it.
Great metaphor.
Yeah. Hadn't done anything significant since, but he's always on Fox News. So I just don't put much in what either one of those people has to say, but it's always, at least Carville's entertaining. Rove is not even entertaining.
We're our last 5 minutes with David Blackman. Don't take that as an ominous sign. Time is running out. I forget which celebrity, because they're all so interchangeable these days, who said, well, it doesn't matter because the real president of the United States is Benjamin Netanyahu. Anti-Semitism still rules the roost. And now they're going nuts because he says they're going to take control of Gaza.
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody's got to govern Gaza. I mean, you can't, it's not a tenable situation to return Gaza to the Palestinians, because they've obviously proved, they're like Washington, D.C. They've proven they are not a governable people.
No, not at all.
Electing and re-electing Hamas over and over and over again in these phony elections, never doing anything about it. So, you know, even if you eliminate Hamas, if he succeeds in killing everyone associated with Hamas, and then turns it back over to the Palestinians, what's going to happen? Well, there's just going to be some other terrorist bunch that they're going to put in charge of the place, right? So it's a horrible situation. It's just a horrible situation. And, you know, I mean, I don't think Israel has a hell of a lot of choice. Egypt and none of the Arab states who have used the Palestinians as a political talking point for 50 years is going to take any responsibility whatsoever for any of those people. Okay. They've proven that time after time. So it's either going to be up to Israel or the United States. And I'd rather it be Israel.
Can you solve a mystery for me? Because it's obvious conservatives, people who support or voted for Donald Trump, were all Nazis or just beyond redemption. Yet, he's a professor at Columbia, right? Mohammed Khalil.
No, he was a student.
A student.
Well, kind of a student. He's not even a student there now, but he was the one they deported for leading the pro-Hamas sit-ins and campus riots at
All right.
Columbia.
But we're the Nazis, but the same guy will turn around and say, can we have a pleasant conversation about Jewish genocide?
Yeah. Yeah, but we're the Nazis.
We're the Nazis.
So yeah, I mean that's his latest statement. If you remember, we deported him. Rubio deported him appropriately, as he
yes.
should have. And a court ordered the administration to let the guy back in, and now it's still in litigation. And here he is, back to his old antics, even worse, openly calling for Jewish genocide in a city that is, other than Jerusalem, has the largest Jewish population on earth. And so it's really disturbing that we're tolerating this. He's not a citizen of the United States. He's a person who has overstayed a student visa. He should, Rubio was right to deport him to begin with. He should be redeported. And his continued presence is a pernicious influence and shouldn't be tolerated.
Hey, I just came across a Scott Jennings clip, and we got a little time left. I'll even go overtime for you. You mind if we play this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is our.
If you're not trying
well,
to
of course,
spice you're
I
missing
can't
a chance to rebuild your gums and teeth.
because it
Thousands
comes
of
through the same
Americans are
time.
using it and getting rid
for
of
the skip
cavities.
ad, which is
What if your joint pain?
Now you got to
well,
skip another.
you're giving me a
ad.
joint
Is it
pain
from wear and tear?
because Pamela and David and I
something your
would like you
Now,
to be
this
gone
is
so
the
we can
last
hear
one.
this.
Here we go.
Now, the plight of American hero Big Balls has set off a firestorm in the Republican Party. This kid,
No,
he goes out on the street.
Just infiltrated all of our
He protects
information.
a woman from being attacked by a roving street gang, and he had the crap kicked out of him. And, we had a congressional intern murdered not too long ago. I'm just telling you, Republicans right now have about had it with the violence and the idea that you can't even walk around D.C. right now without getting attacked by street gangs.
Don't we have laws on the books already?
Well,
We have laws on the books already. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't have anybody that's willing to enforce those laws.
No, that's the only thing missing. We have no enforcement, and we don't support those who enforce. So too bad, so sad. Yeah, this needs to and even though it was ignored by all the legacy media, that story in Cincinnati has gotten a lot of traction because it's happening everywhere.
Yeah. Just a disgrace. And
And
yeah,
more-
I mean, and you just can't have it in the nation's capital.
Baseball is over. The season's ended, friends. There will be no baseball talk.
Well, I just don't want to talk about how Toronto's going to win the World Series. So
Oh God. Hey, where's my studio trash
the
can
thought
for
of it makes me
vomiting?
want to vomit. But yeah, that's probably going to be Toronto and Milwaukee. Won't that be a wonderful World
Oh,
Series?
yeah, that should
lowest
get it.
ratings ever.
You are 100% correct on that. But maybe the Yankees and Dodgers are just, hey, we're not going to blow out our stamina now in the dog days of August. When we're refreshed, we'll come back and we'll win it in September. I hope. Notice I got this beautiful Yankees Tervis
Oh,
tumbler
look at that.
from our
That's good looking.
well, our great virtual producer Mark Cumby gave me this on Friday.
Well, good for
The
Mark.
Yankees didn't win a game.
They won yesterday and
They
today.
did until last night.
Yeah.
And they won today.
They already
Well,
won today. Wow, good
Yeah.
for them.
Somebody commented and said that, or well, they said at least they didn't lose today.
Oh,
Oh, maybe they didn't play today. I think that means they didn't play today. Dodgers aren't playing either. Thank you.
But give Milwaukee credit. They have some really good players, but as a unit, really no superstars outside of Christian Yelich and that young rookie pitcher who is currently sitting out. That's old school baseball. I kind of respect that.
No, I kind of like watching them as a team. Nobody else is going to watch them.
David, I know you have some time off coming up. Is it this coming Monday?
It's next week. The week of what would that be?
Like the 17th.
17th, and yeah, the 20th. I won't be here.
Okay, I was getting ready to make a call.
Hello, suicide hotline. Please hold.
But I don't have to make that call till next week.
Next week. Yes.
Thank you for your time. Again, your brilliant blog, and please tell everybody where to find it. because it's worth it. It's good. It's entertaining. It's informative. You're
Just
not
go in your browser bar and input David Blackman at Substack. It'll all come up. It's like magic.
Yes, and when you become a regular reader, you are going to send this man a note that says, "You complete me."
No, just send me a note saying Greg and Pamela sent me.
that would be nice too. Yeah. David, thank you. Have a great weekend, my friend.
All right. Thanks, y'all too.
See ya.
Well, in terms of, there's so many now. We've gone from 3 networks to 3,000, and it's difficult. I did not know much about this Columbia University guy, but I do pay attention.
Oh, it's hard to catch everything.
You can't catch it all, which is one reason David's great. He's good at prioritizing too. But anyway, we're going to take a break here for traffic. Wall Street Business, Brant McDonald from Invista Advisors will be joining us next hour, and we'll find out what's happening at Jack Ingle right now. Skipper's got the latest on the roads. SRN News ahead too.
Well, we're still looking pretty good all over the area. If you're outbound from Montgomery on Troy Highway down at Merriweather Trail, we had an accident car and an 18-wheeler. Please use caution there. Very busy. I-65 and 85 to downtown. No issues. Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka that we're aware of at the moment. Buckle up. We'll keep you updated. Back to school time at Midtown Plaza. Shop Boost Mobile, GameStop, and more. Midtown Plaza, Ann Street off I-85. Another great McClinton Company development. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott. Stocks drifted to a mixed close as President Trump's tariffs on dozens of countries had only a muted effect on markets worldwide. The S&P 500 slipped 0.1%, the Dow dipped 0.5%, and the Nasdaq Composite rose 0.3%. There are economic concerns after last week's worse-than-expected report on the job market, but hopes for coming cuts to interest rates by the Federal Reserve and a torrent of stronger-than-expected profit reports from big U.S. companies are helping to offset any concerns, at least for now. Treasury yields ticked higher. The Dow is down 224 points to finish at 43,968. The Nasdaq gained 73 to 21,242. The S&P 500 dropped 5 points to 6340. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For many years, my team and I have worked diligently to provide our veterans with top-notch service, as it is our honor to serve those who have served us in the armed forces. Madeline and I are certified veteran lending specialists. Nationwide, there are over 22 million veterans that qualify to purchase a home through the VA loan program. Yet less than 2 million of them currently have a VA home loan. Many lenders do not keep up with the ever-changing guidelines and benefits of the VA loan program. They are intimidated by the program, resulting in many veterans not obtaining VA loans. This is unacceptable. The VA home loan program offers service members and veterans with 100% financing. You've already paid your down payment. If you are currently serving or have honorably discharged, we would love an opportunity to discuss how the VA program can serve you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Thank you for your service. NMLS 1586-36A, Equal Housing Lender.
How would you like to get a half-price pizza in August at Pizza Perfect? Buy any large pizza and get a single-topping large pizza at half price. Pizza Perfect's buffet includes pizza, as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13. The buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Pizza Perfect is also available for pickup and delivery. Get a one-topping large pizza for half price with the purchase of any large pizza at Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in Eastbrook.
Hey guys, this is Todd Clark with River Region Contracting, your premier roofing contractor in Central Alabama. So remember the name, River Region Contracting, for all your roofing needs. We're not affiliated with any other roofing company in the River Region. We've been in the roofing business since 2005. We don't have to buy our leads, and we don't have to knock on doors when the storms come around. We have thousands of satisfied customers throughout Central Alabama. So call us at 334-356-8635. That's 334-356-8635.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store. When you're on your feet all day, foot pain can feel endless and overwhelming. And when your job depends on your feet, it's even more critical to have the right support. Keith's story shows how Good Feet helped him get back on track.
Being a letter carrier and walking 20,000 steps, which equals up to about 10 miles a day, it's tough. I had back problems. That was scary. I've been delivering letters to the Good Feet store for over 6 years. The people at the Good Feet store really educated me and finally convinced me to try their arch supports. And lo and behold, I have no more back problems. Where I would be without them, I have no clue.
So if you're a letter carrier like Keith, or anyone who's on their feet for a living, don't wait to find relief. Visit the Good Feet store for a free fitting and test walk today. The Good Feet store is in Montgomery, across from the shops at East Chase. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today, or just stop by the store nearest you.
And now a star is born. On August 7, 1960, the world welcomed little baby David Duchovny.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. And that is what happens 9 months after Californication.
David Duchovny, a star is born.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
At 5.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump says he would meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin, even if the Russian leader won't meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Trump, when asked Thursday by a reporter if Putin would need to meet with Zelensky in order to secure a meeting with the U.S., said no, he doesn't. Russian President Putin said earlier he hoped to meet next week with Trump, possibly in the United Arab Emirates. Police say a man is dead after ambushing and shooting 2 Pennsylvania state troopers. The shooting took place in a rural area of northeastern Pennsylvania late Thursday morning. Officials say the troopers were hospitalized but are in stable condition. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 224 points. The Nasdaq rose 73. More details at srnnews.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
Hi, my name's Neil. I have some advice for you if you've been trying to break free from credit card debt. You can start by doing what I did. Get your bills together and call Trinity Debt Management. Trinity is dedicated to helping people like me become debt-free. When I called, my first experience was a feeling of relief. My counselor was kind, and best of all, she didn't judge me. In just a few minutes, she helped me figure out a plan that consolidated all my bills into one lower monthly payment. This substantially reduced my high interest rates and put me on the road to success. In the end, I saved thousands in interest, and today my credit card debt is a thing of the past.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5496.
My name is Neil. Take it from someone who's been there. Call Trinity and become debt-free for keeps.
1-800-936-5496.
All right, welcome back. David Blackman, our guest, as we visited the Idiocracy, which just, there's no end to it.
No.
No, it'll always be there. But he referenced the George Carlin clip called The Owners, about a big club. And we're not in it. I'm going to play it. We haven't played this in a long, long time. We'll have Rich's forecast, then Brett McDonald's going to join us.
It's the reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the... They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table to figure out how badly they're getting by a system that threw them overboard 30 years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged, and nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hardworking people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hardworking people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich who don't give a about them. They don't give a about you. They don't give about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on. The fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue that's being jammed up their every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
I just read a story about a guy. I used to know the Seminole Casino down in Florida, and a guy playing slot machines hit 6 jackpots on the same day and won $1.8 million.
I don't have that kind of luck.
I think there's a combination of luck and math involved in that. That's they say. Even the casino was not suspicious, but it did break a record for a one-day run. Not that it matters. It's not going to change our lives. Good for him. Spend it wisely. It is 5:14. Brant joins us in just a moment. And we'll talk money and get the latest on what's happening with the Fed and interest rates and all of that. And Rich's forecast in just a minute.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m. Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Shinbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Shinbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's not a bad forecast. Not as cool as it was earlier in the week, but still not crazy. There could be a few leftover evening showers and storms for some places, but many towns will stay dry. The overnight low temperature in the lower 70s. I think we'll be in the upper 80s again on Friday and probably near 90 on Saturday and Sunday. And there'll be some spotty, scattered afternoon and evening storms at random, but otherwise a pretty routine forecast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
You can make your ASE loan payment from your phone anytime, anywhere. It's quick and easy. YourASECreditUnion.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Opportunity Lender.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your cause, your ASE.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
It's close to midnight. You're walking home alone on Halloween. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that causes you to scream. You start to freeze, not from the scary clown or creepy killer. No, no. It's culturally appropriating right before your eyes. You're paralyzed, 'cause this is trigger now. You try forgetting, but you just can't color all the pain away. You wish you'd acted like Ben Affleck and looked the other way. Apart you see the most offensive leader in creation. Yeah, yeah. You start to scream. You dressed up as a really racist guy. Apologize, cause this is trigger. Trigger night. That skin ain't brown enough, so your pants turn that shade tonight. Cause this is trigger. Trigger night. You're coming for the side of a bigger trigger tonight. You're gonna trigger tonight.
Non-Chileans eating bass. White people in a yoga class. You stir and stew and boil so hot. It's as if you were in a melting pot. And whomsoever you have found appropriating, you will hound as you celebrate this holiday, which is Irish, by the way. And the more your outraged tweets are spread, the more the walls are turning red. Perhaps it is about race, hence one to be the first to take offense. For when you spy what you don't like, your body starts to shiver. For no meek mortal can resist the tweeting of a trigger. Humor.
Well, we try to add that to the show from time to time here on News Talk 93.1 FM. The reason you heard that, usually we don't do the parodies and stuff around 5:15, is because Brad's going to join us, but at the last minute, he was unable to join us on the phone today. But he will, I offered 8:30 tomorrow morning for a few minutes to get a take on the end of the week and everything that's happening. There's so much. I've been browsing headlines like crazy here.
There is so much.
It is. It's exhausting to try and not only keep up with all of it, but then prioritize it. Because there's so many different things. You know, we talked about James Carville with, and I really think this guy at this point is pretty much inconsequential.
Yeah.
Like David pointed out, it's been 33 years since he really did anything politically amazing. But he made a statement today calling on Democrats to, quote, save democracy by taking radical measures to game the system. Does anybody not see the blatant hypocrisy in that? How is gaming the system democracy? It's already been gamed. We've been talking about that all week. The Civil Rights Act of 1965. Oh boy, LBJ, you are a great humanitarian and everything else. And all it was nothing more than the corralling of ethnic groups to make sure Democrats get elected year after year so they can perpetuate poverty, ignorance, poor education, all the things that have kept minority groups down, but sadly, all programs that they have voted for. Voting for your own demise, that's democracy. They're crazy. Trump, whatever it is he's got going on, man, has flipped them all to the doormat of the nut house. Some actually belong on the other side of the door. Beto O'Rourke, who has been a joke, he's the James Carville of actual politicians, has succeeded at winning nothing, but he's got a political PAC that's paying for all those Texas Democrats to vacation elsewhere. Just unbelievable. You couldn't make these, as David says, you couldn't make these people up in a million years. And why would you if you could? J.D. Vance, Pamela Bondi, and Kash Patel huddling at J.D. Vance's residence for an Epstein strategy meeting. Now that troubles me. Why would they need to do that? Is this to get the witnesses out that will perhaps bring accountability and justice, or are they worried about what's in there? If I had to pick Trump's biggest mistake, it was calling the Jeffrey Epstein thing nothing. It's a big nothing.
Oh yeah.
That was absolutely a mistake, because then the Democrats want to know everything. That's like inviting them in, even if it hurts more people than they're it's Donald Trump.
I do feel like if he was in them, though, we would have heard about it long ago.
Right. Well, Ghislaine Maxwell, there's a story this afternoon. I believe this is on PTN.com. Confirms she did not witness inappropriate behavior from Trump. Now we know they've been talking to her about making a deal. She's already been transferred to a nicer prison, if there is such a thing. There's going to be suspicion on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll cut you a deal, but you got to promise
say the right things.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that's not how you want that kind of information to come out. You want it from a credible source. According to ABC News, well, there's credibility. She reported that Trump had never done anything in her presence that would have caused concern. Here's a.
I mean, how long ago was it? The last picture they had together. You can run in the same circles as someone and then decide they're an unsavory character and remove them from your life.
Right. That makes no sense. We have a clip we can watch here and show our viewers on Happy Hour with Greg Bedell on YouTube. By the way, when we come back, I also want to see what the commenters are saying. I got to get glasses that will allow me to read like what's in front of me right here.
Mm-hmm.
And up there in the comments, I'm just curious. Here we go. This should play.
Are President Vance hosting a gathering this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
Is he working on what?
Is he hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
I don't know. I could ask you that question. I don't know of it, but I think here's the man right here.
I saw it reported today, and it's completely fake news. We're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation, and I think the reporter who reported it needs to get better sources.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. And that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something that's total bullshit.
I love that he does that.
I know.
And I got the fastest hand in the West, friends, when I need to dump. But how about that? I get to dump the president.
Love it.
Which makes me feel like something of a hypocrite, because when the BP oil spill happened, Barack Obama, our leader at the time, had a press conference and said, whoa, disaster. We got to find out whose ass to kick. And I said, well, that's not very presidential. Whose ass to kick? That's not your job. Your job is not to kick ass.
It kind of is.
But yeah, it kind of is. So I take that back. I'm sorry. How many years ago was that? 2012, 2009? I don't remember. But you know what? I like it when he does that.
I do too. That's one of the things I've always liked about him is he just speaks his mind and he speaks frankly, and there's not a facade to him.
No.
That it doesn't feel like he could be pulling the biggest one over on everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just a character from TV.
Oh,
but
I think that there is tremendous gamesmanship going on with everything.
yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. I think he deliberately leads them in this direction because he knows they're gonna have to go over here next. He
Mhm.
loves making them crazy.
He is very savvy.
But is there a better word to describe bull
No.
than bull?
Mm-mm.
You know, that really kind of nails it down. All right, we're going to visit. Hey, I can share this tab now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look, see what's happening at Jack Ingram Signature Used Cars. This is the place where quality meets affordability, and cars that have absolutely been through every test in the book before they're even considered for resale. We always like to see what's happening in the under 20 category. But you can shop at any price range you want. Well, I see which one got sold today. All right. Yeah, the Volkswagen that was at $49.99 that was sold. That took less than a day.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, because kids are going to college,
Yes.
high school, new drivers. It's that time of year.
maybe you need a larger vehicle occasionally for the family or business. Well, this 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo is a nice option at $59.99. Now, this car, along with those in the more expensive categories, they've all been thoroughly vetted. Everything gets the same treatment. You got to earn your way onto the floor. For example, there's a 2017 Nissan Titan XDSV. My sister, the nuclear physicist, told me years ago, and she would know. She doesn't build cars, but she knows technology and procedures as well as anybody. She's a freaking genius. Nissan is the product that she buys, whether it's a sedan or an SUV. She just believes in them. $19,999 for this 2017 Nissan Titan. That is a big truck, and it's a beautiful color too. Similarly, a 2021 Volkswagen
We're
Jetta.
not seeing what you're looking at for some reason.
I don't know.
There we go.
All right. Let me show that truck. I don't want
Yeah,
people to miss
there you
that. That's the Nissan Titan. This vehicle here, this Mercedes-Benz, I love that car.
Yeah, I know. It's sporty looking.
If I were not in the SUV days of my life, I'm keeping my Rogue. I love my Rogue. I bought it there. I bought 8 cars from Jack Ingram over the last 10 years. Starter car for the stepson, many purchases. And this thing is not only beautiful, but it has low miles, and you can have the luxury is timeless. The cockpit, take a look at that.
Yeah.
That could have rolled off the assembly line elsewhere. Thing is, Mercedes is first with technologies that become expensive options on other makes and models, and now are pretty much part of what most cars are produced with. So the point being, the car may be 6 years old, but you're not going to be missing anything. It's not like you have to go somewhere and have something installed that's going to make it better. It's already there. And that's under 20 at Jack Ingram Signature Used Cars. With 25 plus lending partners, they'll get you done. All credit scores are welcome. Just get yourself in. I think you'll appreciate the professionalism of the staff. Good folks. And they guarantee what they sell at Jack Ingram Signature Used Cars. Let's rejoin Skipper, see how the ride home is going at 5:30.
Well, we continue to be busy this afternoon, and we had an accident on Troy Highway down at Merriweather Trail. Car versus 18-wheeler. Please use caution there. Also an accident a few minutes ago, Highway 14 at 111 up in the Wetumpka area. Please watch out for emergency units there. And we are busy all over Montgomery, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka. We'll update you if any accidents happen to really slow you down. Ready to take your future to the next level? Registration's going on now at Trentham State. Classes start August 19th. Trentham has the programs and support you need to succeed. Go to trenthamstate.edu. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Mr. Electric. At Mr. Electric, they have the power to make things better.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. The Montgomery Clean City Commission has kicked off its Capital Blooms initiative to plant 25,000 daffodil bulbs in public spaces throughout the city. Neighborhood associations and other community organizations are invited to apply for free daffodil bulbs to take part in the beautification project. 2 arrests were made Wednesday in connection with multiple Montgomery robberies over the past 2 months. MPD charged 20-year-old Najari Mitchell with 7 counts of first-degree robbery and 23-year-old Rashawn Hall with 3 counts. Both are being held without bond. No additional information was made available. A Prattville man has been arrested on a series of sex charges involving a child. 47-year-old Rodney Price was indicted on charges of first-degree rape, sodomy, and sexual torture. The juvenile's age wasn't released, but investigators say she and Price were known to each other. The investigation has been going on for about 2 years. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
We're a customer service company that does electrical work.
Landscape lighting, backyard lighting, you name it. If it involves a wire, we handle it. Peace of mind made easy. That's what you get with Mr. Electric.
Mr. Electric, the power to make things better.
Jenny King, the king of clean, delivers reliable, high-quality commercial cleaning services through a proven franchise model that empowers local business owners. Jenny King's franchise owners receive the training, support, and resources needed to succeed, while clients benefit from tailored cleaning solutions backed by a global brand. Jenny King ensures consistent results, trust, and success for everyone we serve. Go to JennyKingCleans.com and find out how we can help you. That's JennyKingCleans.com.
Jenny King, the king of clean.
Do you have real estate problems? Whether you're facing foreclosure, inherited a property, or have costly repairs, we understand. At Rapid Fire Home Buyers, we're here to help. Any condition, any situation, we'll give you an honest cash offer for your home so you can move forward. Because when real estate problems cause you uncertainty, you deserve a solution you can trust. Any condition, any situation, we're here to help. Give Rapid Fire Home Buyers a call today at 334-675-1000. That's 334-675-1000.
Here at Adams Drugs, we let our customers do the talking. I'm here with Sheila Davis, whose family owns Davis Cafe on North Decatur Street here in Montgomery. Sheila, how easy was it to transfer your prescriptions over from a big box store?
Jim, it was very easy and comfortable. It wasn't hard at all, like steps 1, 2, 3. Just that easy.
Sheila, I know you go to the Adams Drugs on Adams Avenue. Tell me about your customer experience at Adams Avenue.
My customer experience at Adams Avenue was wonderful. The whole staff is wonderful. It's very hard for me to get out and to get my medicine. Adams Drugs has a wonderful delivery service that delivers my medicine to me on time, prompt, and whenever I run out, he's there on time.
Please come into Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Visit us at our website, adamsdrugs.net, for the location nearest you. Adams Drugs, your local independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Your customers deserve the best, and so do you. You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation CAT 255 compact track loader from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best, and this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Best of all, now Thompson Tractor is making that investment even better with our Workhorse Special. Get 0% financing for 36 months on the purchase of a new CAT 255 compact track loader that comes with a 3-year warranty. You also get a 74-inch bucket and 1,000-hour filter kit. Due to popular demand, this offer is extended through September 30th. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Jay Quellen. Where's Jay Quellen at?
I believe Jay Quellen is right here on line 1.
Hey.
Hey.
It's like Jacqueline Daycare over here.
Speaking of that, when am I allowed to come over and hang out in the pool?
Whenever you want. You don't need an invite. Don't be stupid.
I'm good at it.
I know. Pamela will tell you. You don't need an invite. Just text me and be like, hey, I'm going over to the pool. And I'll be like, okay, here's the code.
Wow.
True. I've done it.
It's way better, though, if you tell me the morning of, because then I can unlock the patio door so that you can, like, actually use the restroom and the kitchen and stuff.
Isn't it life interesting? Because I came from South Florida. You came from South Florida. You actually remembered me from there. And now Pamela comes on as an advertiser, now a sidekick on the show. And,
Co-host. I'm here every day.
Co-host.
Yeah. I did not mean to diminish you by saying that.
Well, Mark Cumby came in the comments yesterday and said, excuse me, did he just call Pamela a sidekick? She's there every day.
I'm now the nanny. I want that title.
Our official.
I'm putting that on my resume.
Happy Hour Nanny. Pamela, then let me make it official. You're the co-host.
There you go.
I would never begrudge you that.
Gregory.
What?
Back to the pool situation.
Yes.
Anytime you want to come to the pool, just tell me and I'll make sure you have access. Like, I do not care. Any day you want to come over and I'll put the pool on. I'll tell you how to put the pool on. Like, you don't need an invite.
I may need a place to escape.
That's fine. I got 2 rooms that my kids aren't sleeping in. You need a place to crash. Come on.
Wow, I got it made here.
I've also done
that. Listen, you need me. I got you.
Wow.
Sleepover party.
Hey, we have a
By
legal.
the way, hold on. I got to give Pamela an update. Remy is fed. She's eating right now, so you don't have to worry.
Good. Thank you.
Lola's passed out.
I saw that.
Stephen and Remy are
first day wore her
running
out.
amok. But I missed them. I missed them a little bit. I had to go pick them up a little early because I was like, I missed them.
See, that's how.
But now I'm like, damn it, I'm ready for tomorrow. Greg, I was up at 5:30, like ready to go.
She's like, okay, everybody.
I'm like,
get
back to
dressed.
school time. Everybody get up. Your outfits are laid out. Backpacks are ready. Waters are already ready. Like, we're ready. And my kids are like, it's 6:15. Like, I can't even drop them off for another hour.
That's how it is when you're a parent. you know?
And we got football tonight. There's some football coming on tonight.
NFL exhibition.
There's an NFL nonsense. But you know what? I'll take it.
Who's playing?
I have no idea. I don't care.
It's just football.
I kind of feel that way too.
It could be the blue team versus the red team. I don't care. I'm watching it.
Well, if the Yankees get any worse, I'm going to stop watching everything.
Oh, I haven't been able to watch baseball all season. It's done nothing but raise my blood pressure. So I'm waiting for hockey. Puck drops in like 60 days.
I think when I go to pick up Remy, I'm just going to stay and watch football.
That's fine. I'm gonna have a pot roast. The kids won't eat it, but if you want some pot roast,
Pot roast, that's my favorite food group.
What?
If your pot roast is anything like your meatballs, I may give me a lease. I think I'm going to rent there.
Listen, are you in town this weekend?
Yes, I am.
Maybe we need to have a little pool shindig this weekend. Like, maybe we need to have a little
If
pool
it's going to
party.
be nice, let's do it.
I'm up for that.
I'm saying, you guys know, I don't need an excuse to have. I'll do a back to school bash, adults only,
I'll make my
and my kids and Remy.
Yeah,
I'll make my hot fudge sauce and make sundaes for everybody. How about that?
I love that. Only if you promise to keep it in the windshield of your car for at least a day before we eat it.
Look at her. She's so amusing herself. Hey, we have a legal story that we want your opinion on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Rack my brain.
So you know
Pamela's
how they've been throwing stuff on the court at the WNBA games, the toys?
The plastic adult toys.
So I just read a headline that an 18-year-old was arrested and he was charged with assault and disorderly conduct. Is that overkill?
Yes,
with a
but-
lime green weapon.
Well, here's the thing. So depending on what the item is, and I'm not going to get into detail here with regards to this specific item, but depending on the size of the item, the weight of the item, and those types of things, you know, you can stretch the law to try to make it fit. Now, do I think this guy's going to get convicted of it? No, but you can charge somebody, you know, with anything you want to charge them with.
They're trying to make an example of him. So
Which,
people
to me,
don't
you're just
do
making
it.
this. You're just making a mockery of it even more, and now you're
Yes.
like, "This is hysterical."
Right.
I mean, anything can be a deadly weapon. I will say that. Like, hands can be a deadly weapon.
Sure.
A pencil
Oh, my
can be a
hands
deadly
definitely
weapon.
are.
Like, a gigantic apparatus that they're throwing onto these, you know, basketball courts could be a deadly weapon if used correctly.
Did they even hit anybody with it? I thought it just landed on the floor.
You have to have an intent, and I think that that's where you're going to have the issue. When you charge anybody with a crime, you have to show the actus reus, which is the act of the crime, but also the mens rea, which is the mental component of it.
And
so
then-
you're going to have to show this kid was actually like trying to assault somebody.
They did not say that it was aggravated assault. So
I love the fact that aggravated assault and these toys are in the same sentence. I just find that so comical.
yeah, yep.
Yes, and is this a protest against the WNBA or an attack on Caitlin Clark? I mean, when she's not
I
playing,
don't
nobody
even know
cares.
how it started. Like, but I mean, like, I'm here for it. Like, I think it's funny. I mean, I don't think it's like a huge deal. Like, we throw rats at Panthers games, and like nobody is getting arrested for that.
God, I remember when they used to throw thousands of those things at the
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the difference between like a dildo and a rat? I don't know. I mean, I know, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
just because one's a phallic symbol and one's a rodent, I don't think that there's a distinction. At least that's the argument I would make as the lawyers to represent this gentleman.
That's why we asked your opinion on this, because we're going to get that. I love it.
I would be like, well, wait a minute, then you need to charge, which I would go to bat for every single one of them, but the thousands of Florida Panther fans that throw rats onto the ice after the game.
They're
There's
still
no
doing
difference.
that after all these years.
We do, and actually now because Brad Marchand came from the Boston Bruins, they call him the Rat King, and they chuck them at him. Like, they peg him with these rats now after the game, they treat it like a hockey puck, and they like just pelt him with them.
See, that would
You know
be
how
an
much I love
aggravated assault.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all fun and games, when you got a helmet on.
Yeah, but all these women can't take a freaking joke.
I know. I personally think it's funny.
I do too.
But-
I think it's hilarious.
I think the general consensus is it is just funny and harmless.
Yeah, I think people need to just lighten up a little bit.
Well, they take themselves so seriously.
listen.
You know that. That's why they're dragging women across the court and fighting.
Phallic sex toys have gotten WNBA more publicity than they've had in the last 15 years.
Yes.
I just want you guys to hear this. Do you hear this wildness?
I hear a riot breaking out there, yes.
Yeah, there's complete pandemonium here. Chicken nuggets and all. Remy's not having chicken nuggets. She's just having mac and cheese. She didn't want the chicken nuggets I offered.
She's on a kick with mac and cheese right now. I don't get it.
She's got mac and cheese and a yoo-hoo. She's living her best life. They're playing Roblox. Listen, she's at camp, man. She can have whatever she wants.
Yeah, she can. I agree. I was just talking about Yoo-Hoo's yesterday, I think.
Oh, my dad's here, too. I'm on the radio. My dad says hi.
Hey!
Hey! So, yeah, Dad's coming over to watch the game. Watch games. We don't care what it is. It's football. We're going to watch it. Kind of like hockey.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We're going to watch it.
Don't forget August 27th, the big night at the bottom.
I'm going to put it on my calendar right now.
Alrighty.
And I'm super serious about a pool party Saturday, but I need to know because I'll have to make meatballs. Oh, wait. Are we back on the broccoli salad? Can we have that again?
Ooh, I haven't tried that.
Until I get that oral surgery that I should have had 4 months ago, I can't do broccoli salad.
I'll make it for Pamela.
I have clients
It's really good.
until probably I can be there by 2:30 or 3.
Oh, that's fine. Maybe we should do like an afternoon cookout.
Yeah.
I'm in.
But I will say, Pamela, look at the schedule and text me because you already know. It's been 2 weeks.
I
I'm
know.
jonesing for a fix.
I think I have time next week.
Text me. All right, guys.
Okay.
Have a great night.
See you later.
I love checking in with her. Her world is so interesting.
I know she's the best.
And she manages it so effortlessly. Amazing woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's an amazing man? His name is Morris Capuano. Morris was at the Baumhauers last night. Always great to see him there. He's the guy, when you need money to live the American dream, he's the guy we'd like you to call. 409-9300. Need a mortgage? Call Mo. 409-9300 with Troy Bank and Trust. You need to take money out of your current home to make it a little nicer, to spoil yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. 409-9300. Starting a business? Got a plan? He's got your money. 409-9300. Looking to invest and grow some money. 409-9300. Morris handles it all. And he is the consummate professional. Takes the angst out of a situation just by his very nature. He's with Troy Bank and Trust, by the way, which is a vast lending institution with statewide resources that's chartered to always be Troy Bank and Trust. I remember my first mortgage in town here changed hands about 6 times in a year. I didn't know where to send my money. Troy Bank and Trust, they're here for the long haul, and so is Mo. That's Troy Bank and Trust, an equal housing lender member, FDIC, NMLS number 88697. And one more time, that number for Mo, 409-9300. Here's Mo Traffic.
We continue to look good this afternoon. Light to moderate traffic flow around Montgomery, but no real issues. We got a couple of minor accidents. Those have cleared. Prattville Millbrook with TEPCO reporting light to moderate traffic conditions. A little busy out there, but things are looking really good. Back to school time at Midtown Plaza. Get your nails done at Professional Nails and Spa and more. Midtown Plaza and Street off I-85, another great McClinton and Company development. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
I'm Stephanie Bryan, chairwoman of the Porch Creek Indians. Tourism and hospitality are more than industries to the Porch Creek Indians. Providing a warm welcome is part of our heritage. It's central to who we are. From Atmore to Aruba, we've created more than 20 unique travel and tourism destinations, providing unforgettable guest experiences and life-changing career opportunities for our tribe and our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. Learn more at porchcreekindians.org.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. For over 21 years, Blue Water Broadcasting has been a proud part of the River region. We're not just a company, we're your neighbors. Our owners, air staff, account executives, and support team all live right here. We believe in this community, and we stand by our slogan, Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's not a bad forecast. Not as cool as it was earlier in the week, but still not crazy. There could be a few leftover evening showers and storms for some places, but many towns will stay dry. The overnight low temperature in the lower 70s. I think we'll be in the upper 80s again on Friday and probably near 90 on Saturday and Sunday. And there'll be some spotty, scattered afternoon and evening storms at random, but otherwise a pretty routine forecast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has digital banking solutions to help you keep up. Check balances, pay bills, and much more. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Are you all ready to order?
What?
Order!
Ah, that's better. Because everything's better and quieter at Silencio's Ristorante. Shh. No tables of drunk people screaming. No lady in the booth behind you with an annoying laugh. And no waiter singing stupid corporate birthday songs.
Happy birthday, forever we see you. We wish it was our birthday so we can party too.
At Silencio's, there's only silence.
Sir, could you please chew softer? You're disturbing the other guests.
Oh, sorry. Silencio's, when you're here, shut up.
What's your preference on restaurants? I can't go to a place. I'm not going to spend 40, 50, 60 bucks for a dinner if it's going to be loud. If the people, if it's just one of those places that kind of condones or encourages a level of rowdiness that makes it tough to enjoy the food. or hear the other person you're with talk.
Yeah, it depends what I am going out for, really. Because, like, sometimes I like to go out and watch sports and eat, and
You expect a place like that
then it's going to be fun.
especially if there's a big game that
Yeah.
draws a lot of people. And Baumhauer's can be like that. But one of the reasons I love it is like last night we had a really nice turnout. Everybody asked about Pamela.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go on the big night.
The 27th.
Mhm.
That's going to be special.
Yeah.
And
Eddie texted me last night and said, me and Joey came to the Baumhauers and you're not even here. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't usually make it. I was like, I'll be at the big one. So you guys have to come then if you want.
we'll do whatever we can to make it easy for you. In fact, if you could only stay 30 minutes,
I do usually try to do 45 minutes or whatever.
we'll give a specific time. You'll have access to Pamela from 6:15 to 6:45, and that's it. We got to draw the line. We got to keep this woman healthy and not exhausted. But it was a good turnout, and I should have mentioned this when Jacqueline was on, but one of our semi-regulars, Papa John, was there, and he said, look at you. Your shirts are all too big, and you have no acetol.
Nah.
Now, there are guys that lose their ass
Yeah.
with age. I don't think I've lost mine. Sometimes I even show it on the radio, but I don't care. That's part of the fun. I mean, not literally. But I guess doing like today I did 7 miles, and I wore the
Wow.
leather heat vest just to make sure that I could get as close to death as I could during a simple bike ride. But that does sound like we could do a parody spot for that product. Take no ass at all if you're having trouble pulling your Sydney Sweeney jeans over your keister. In fact, I want to do a morning video with Rich in jeans. That could be fun. People miss the breakfast video. I hear that every day from somebody. So we need to find a way to bring them. I've got a long list of to-do things, and you know how much I'm going to get accomplished with all of this. You think any of it?
No.
You're right. For once, I agree with that guy. I will be struggling to do that. Anyway, we are at 6:55. Quick check on the Live in Fear Doppler. Again, the rain has been pretty scarce. And I was just outside seeing if somebody was still in the parking lot. Oh, I just got a note from my friend, Mr. Mallinson. Oh, it's good news. Thank you, Jeff. He's the man, the leader of the Merry Band of Floors at Georgia Floors Direct. It is 5:55, so I mentioned we were going to check the Live in Fear Doppler to see if anything is built. It's hot enough. But,
Remy's school is calling.
oh, go ahead. We're cool. That's the kind of show this is. Very spontaneous. And we go with the flow. So let's make this the last thing we do tonight before we sign off. Radar. 86 degrees, the current temperature. There are green dots all over the place, but none of them are near Montgomery. I guess they got the bubble up. To the south and west and north and west up by Tuscaloosa, there's little thunderstorms, but nothing that seems to be headed our way. So nothing to interfere with the last leg of your drive home. As we wrap it up with Skipper for this Thursday.
Still looking pretty good all over the area. Not really seeing any issues anywhere, but just busy afternoon, early evening traffic. Please buckle up, drive carefully. We're looking good. Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka. Busy, but no issues anywhere that we're hearing of at the moment. At McKenna Nissan, up to $7,000 off new Nissans. Sentras and Altimas, financing as low as 3.9%. 2025 Frontiers as low as 1.9%, up to 60 months. It's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Listen, Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his levels checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the is going on? You know you're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote in the application that her man's so low energy, she's basically married to a coffee tape. She also said, we live within driving distance to Montgomery Men's Health, but he's scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Got you, Mike. It's nephew Tommy. Ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Montgomery Men's Health is the real deal, fellas. Local experts, T-level results in minutes. Call 334-440-3663 or hit MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com before your lady books a new co-star. Montgomery Men's Health, making it happen.
Everybody is to leave here immediately.
On behalf of David Blackman, Blackman Tomlinson, and my co-host, Henry Labusey, I got it right. Back tomorrow morning, Rich Thomas, Jay Scott, and what's her name? Oh, Susan Wood.
Adios, muchacho.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control